How's everybody doing? Before we actually get properly started, I actually have a question for you guys. Is there something wrong on YouTube's end? Because there's been at least 2 people in the comments so far who've asked if the stream has actually started. And this was like 20 minutes before the stream started, so I presume there must be something wrong on the YouTube end as well, whether that be because of what's happening in Texas or I don't know, some other random outage. Because there's nothing problem on my no problem on my end. Everything seems to be going just fine for me, but maybe there's something I just don't know about that's going on behind the scenes. So if there are any problems, do let me know. I have no idea how to fix them because they're probably not problems I can fix. But if there are problems nonetheless, do let me know, and I will attempt to address them potentially if I can. Oh, how you doing, man? How can someone get that upset that fast? I have no idea. Like, I think the number of dislikes on my live stream have been growing, like, over the live streams I've done. I don't know how you managed to dislike something that much before it even starts. Also, we had 10 people in the pre-stream, and everybody decided to leave when the stream actually started. But there's clearly more than 4 people here, judging by the number of comments. So I presume that YouTube is just doing what YouTube does and lagging behind on the analytics. So yeah, that sounds about right to me. I am going to put background music on. Oh my god, I forgot to switch over to... Okay, so I forgot to switch my bitrate over. Can we do this live? Is that a thing I can do? I wonder. Can I fix my bitrate while I am streaming? Yeah, we can. Okay, I'm sorry about that. There we go. 5500. That's much better. Oops. I left it on my regular settings where I have a variable bitrate. And variable bitrate when you're live streaming is not a good idea, because you might end up streaming at like 20 kilobits a second, which is not good, especially when people are trying to watch your content. But I think it should be fixed now. If it's not, oh, that's gonna be fun. I apologize in advance if it's not fixed, but it should be. Are YouTube's been working fine all day? Okay. Where are you located though? No, sure. Yeah, I've had this one for, I don't know, years. I've actually got a couple on order. This is not a sponsorship deal, but if you do want some really cool shirts, I have a really good suggestion. This is where I buy most of my weird, psychedelic looking shirts. Where is it? There we go. Oh, it's we'll hide this one. We go. Don't need that. Do you fix your AC? No, actually, we have a technician looking at it right now. So if you hear any, like, banging noises on the roof, that's what that's gonna be. But yeah, want some cool shirts, come to this website. Okay, those are the boring ones. Graphic, that's the one we want. Yeah, here we go. Like this one. This is cool. And never buy stuff full price on this website, because they're always doing a sale. See right here, clearance sale. What have they got on clearance right now? Like literally all the time there is a clearance sale. So you can get like this hoodie or something. Once again, not sponsored by them, but if Into the AM does want to hit me up, I wear lots and lots of your shirts, so I'll absolutely take that. Or you can just pay me in shirts. That's also fine. I'm entirely fine with either. Anyway, enough shilling Into the AM. How's everybody doing? Am I cat in disguise? I could be. No, that was from the NetHack stream, where I died 8 times in like 2 hours. Which, considering that some of those deaths were me intentionally doing things that chat told me not to do, I would say is pretty good. But it could also be pretty bad. I don't know. YouTube hasn't updated the thing saying my bitrate has changed, but it's... It's changed on here, but it hasn't actually changed in odd. Okay, I've changed it inside of OBS, but OBS is like, nah, I'm just gonna keep streaming at 10,000 kilobits. So, I guess we're gonna be streaming at 10k, 10,000 kilobits a day. Sure, whatever. It's fine as long as the stream is watchable. Maybe, I hope. It seems like no one's complaining yet, so whatever. We'll just work with it. The paths, monk making castles. Return to monkey. Brodie, don't you know you're not allowed to say you like a brand? Stop shilling. Yeah, that's very true. I'm not allowed to have things I like. That's not allowed. But yes, Into the AM is great. Isn't NetHack the RPG text game, or thinking of something else? No, that is exactly what you're thinking of. It is yes, it is a text-based RPG. If I stop streaming from OBS and then restart my stream, will that fix my bitrate? I just destroyed my KDE desktop. How in the world did you manage that? Lion Shield. No, I will stop using the Lion browser when they stop giving me magic internet money. The second they stop doing that, I have no care for their browser anymore, because I'll just go... At that point, I might as well just go run, like, base Chromium with, like, uBlock Origin or something like that. It's basically the same thing at that point. I'm going to do something dangerous. I'm going to click the stop streaming button on OBS, and I'm going to fix my bitrate. Hopefully this doesn't break everything. Okay. I know that's going to cut out for you guys, but it seems like it didn't break things, which is good. What can I use BAT for? You can transfer it into a cryptocurrency that actually has value. that's basically it. I don't use BAT for anything, because okay, the problem with any ERC token right now is gas fees are dumb. Have you looked at the gas fees for Ethereum? It's literally higher than the price of the coin. Yeah, it started for 0.1 seconds. Cool. Yeah, I was worried that it was gonna like cut out the stream on YouTube and I have to start up a new event, but it seems like that didn't happen. Which is good. You play Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. I don't know what that is, but I like the sound of it. Let's find out. What is Cataclysm? Is this going to be a new stream game? Dark Days Ahead. Do I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh? I played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh back in like when like 5Ds and GX were the main things, but I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a long time. Oh man, are you gonna play? Okay, what is this? It is some sort of text-based game by the looks of it. How do we do it? That one? That one, yeah. I should know how my streaming setup works. Are there pictures on here? What are you doing? If you make a website about a game, put pictures on it. GitHub repository, that'll have pictures. Maybe? Possibly? Nope. Okay. It's a text-based game of some sort. I know there were pictures on Google, though. I haven't played it, but I'll consider it. Wonder what I think about FreeBSD, and I'm wondering what the difference between FreeBSD and OpenBSD is. I just realized I've got... Okay, well, you can see the chat. Let's switch back to the talking head. Let's see. I haven't used FreeBSD still at this point, so I'm definitely not the person you want to be asking about it. I honestly don't know the difference between FreeBSD and OpenBSD myself. All I know is like all the BSDs are sort of like their own thing, and it's a bit more, I guess, a bit more of a proper environment compared to something like Linux. But I'm not the person you should be asking about BSD. That is absolutely for certain. Have I watched any Let's Plays? If so, which one do I like? I don't watch that many Let's Plays at this point, generally because, you know, playing games is more fun. I know, what a boomer take that is. No, I generally prefer to play games, so I think... What was the last Let's Play I watched? I honestly don't even know. Because I think most of the time, Let's Plays now end up just getting done on streams, and you don't really watch every single part of it. You watch bits and pieces. Probably some sort of, like, Dark Souls playthrough, but I watched that in, like, bits and pieces on a stream. That's probably it. But I think the last one that I really, really, really got invested in, probably, and it's even hard to call this a Let's Play with the direction it ended up going, was, like, Shadow of Israfel. I still adore Shadow of Israfel, even though it's very cringy if you go back and watch some of the early episodes, but I still love it. It's still an amazing piece of work, and the Yogscast did an absolutely brilliant job on that. Sadly, it'll never come back, and it will never finish, but... Speaking of FreeBSD, when is the FreeBSD content? When I decide to make that poll to ask you guys when I should stream. I'll do it at some point. I don't know when. There's a lot of BSD stuff I would like to do, and there's a lot of content in general I would like to do. It's just that, yeah, I have a lot of content I want to do, and things end up taking, when something like a random application ends up taking my attention, I just go, whew, I'm gonna follow this thing for a while. Like, I've got a couple of videos coming out on password managers. I'm gonna do, like, I think one a week for the next couple of weeks. I'm not gonna, like, spam you guys with them. Just because I found out that basically no one uses a password manager. I thought, like, far more people use them, but in reality, it's probably a good guess to say that 100 million people worldwide use one, whereas there's like 4 billion people on the internet, which is absolutely insane. Now, I'm not saying that you should use an online one or you should use an offline one. That's entirely up for you to decide. But LastPass has 24 million users, I think it was. LastPass has 24 million users, and that's one of the bigger ones. So assuming that the like the Bitwarden and KeyPass and 1Password don't have, like, insanely more users, it's probably a good assessment to say, yeah, 100 million worldwide, which is very small, and sort of explains why whenever there's a big password leak, there's a serious problem with people losing all of their money and all of their data. So I would like to encourage more people to use them out. Use them out? I would like to encourage more people to use them. That's how sentences work. If you want to start with FreeBSD, I suggest GhostBSD if you ever will, which is a desktop FreeBSD flavor. I used like a few days ago, but stopped. Why did you stop? What was wrong with it? And the reason is because I didn't exactly find enough resources online for it. Why did you put those across 2 comments? Is there like a character limit in a live stream, or did you just decide to be weird? Either way, it's up to you. I don't really care. I use LastPass. Yes, LastPass is my favorite password manager as well. Yes, LastPass. No, Bitwarden. Some people still ask me what I use. I run Bitwarden. You can have your opinions on whether you should run an online password manager. I find it to be really convenient. If you don't want to use it and you want to have it like an encrypted vault just on your computer, fine. Feel free to do that. There's an entirely good reason to go and do that. But I like the convenience, and yeah, that's basically it. Let's see. Let's break games with exploitations. Well, one way you can go and break a game is go pay $100 million for the source code. I'm sure you guys have heard about the CD Projekt Red leak. CD Projekt Red source code. I think it was 100 million. That sounds right. You gonna give away that Blue Yeti? I was gonna sell it, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it away. Was it 100 million? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got the number off. Maybe it was... Oh no, this was an older article. I don't know. If someone actually has the exact price it sold for, because I know it has sold now. Let's see. Once I get my desktop up and running again, I would like to try OpenBSD VM running again. That would be fun. I should just stick it in a VM and try it out like once every couple of weeks or something. That wouldn't be a horrible idea. I have never used a password manager. I would recommend using one, even if it's just something locally on your system. I use 1234 wherever I can. If not, 1234 or 1234 spelt out. Yeah. That, the fact that you can write those out means that they're not actually your password. Because, yeah, YouTube doesn't let you do that, which is a good thing. And this is something that, most people probably don't realize, but a lot of services actually do that. Like, if you go and play, say, like, RuneScape or WoW or, I don't know, Club Penguin even. If you try to write your password out, yeah, it'll censor it. Which is a good idea. Broken code is worth more than my whole neighborhood. Okay. Yeah, Cyberpunk is kind of a mess, but, you know, they have games that aren't completely broken. What password's DT writing in his VMs? Probably DT. Whenever I do a VM... Doesn't it? I know, some games do. Okay, don't post your password in the comment section then. I know a lot of games actually do that, though. RuneScape definitely does. That's for sure. And I know a lot of the games for kids do as well. Whenever I do a video on a VM, my password is usually just password. So if you wanna SSH into the VM while I'm doing a video, that's how you do it. It's a trick used to steal people's passwords online. Yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, don't actually post your password in the comments, but yeah. I don't know why YouTube doesn't do that, to be honest. Like, it would be a very simple thing for them to implement. But, I don't know, maybe they can't even bother to... I don't know how YouTube's this bad with links. So, if I post a link in a comment section, it'll be deleted. But if I post a link and a timestamp, so that's entirely fine. I'm sure you guys have noticed, like, the, what is it? vum.do.in or whatever the current one is that's going around. I don't know how YouTube doesn't stop this. Like, they literally don't allow links in the comment section except when it's a spam account. I don't know what the deal is here, but hey, if someone knows how, yeah, the monkeys behind the scenes at YouTube don't know what they're doing. That's probably a good explanation. Oh lord. Let's see. Oh, I know. I've done it myself yesterday. It's just a pain. IRC does do that, as I've learned many years ago. Oh, IRC censors out your password. Oh, that's cool. How you doing, Stefano? My password is password when I SSH in someone's VM, so you can SSH my VM. Yeah, the only time I set up, like, a decent password, like, in a video is when I plan to actually use that thing outside of the video. Like, that... I think one of the videos where I did it was on one of the servers I was using. I think I just set the password to just password or something like that, because I didn't care. I was going to delete it after the video was over anyway. Cool shirt. I've worn this shirt in so many videos at this point. I don't know. I don't know how there are some people who haven't seen this yet. I do have a couple, IRC does not do that. Oh, okay. It's hard to follow a conversation in YouTube comments sometimes. Why so many dislikes? That's a very good question. You guys could go and fix that. I don't know what the dislike actually is right now. 12? 12, okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple of people who are very determined to just dislike my live streams before they start. It used to only be one person, and now there's 3 of them. I don't know if it's like one person with 3 accounts or like actually 3 people, but yeah, there's always some dislikes at the start of the live stream. Maybe they don't like me having fun with you guys. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to keep doing it because I do enjoy the live streams. They only have a hash of your password. They have to hash all the worlds in a comment to do that. Too much trouble. Or maybe just anything that kind of looks like a password. Or if someone asks you for your password, maybe they should just auto-delete that comment. I don't know. That would make sense to me. I'm pretty sure YouTube doesn't do that, though. So if you... Yeah. Someone undisliked the live stream. Maybe... I have a feeling. I think I know what's happening, actually. I think that there's a couple of people who watch the channel who have heard me talking about people disliking the live stream before the live stream started, and now have decided they want to dislike the live stream just so I'll talk about them. That same bedsheet has been there for a while. I'm well aware. I'm well aware it has been. Yeah. Let's see. Like gang, making a change in the world. Yeah. Saving... 1 like equals 1 prayer. Yeah, that's how that works, isn't it? Stop having fun. Yeah, stop having fun. You're not allowed to have fun. Fun is not allowed here. This is a no fun zone. We must only be compiling code on Gentoo. That is all you are allowed to do. No downloading binaries, only compiling code. Especially web browsers. And with a web browser, every so often it's gonna fail just to make your life even less fun. Spicy Tea by Harris Heller. What a great name for a song. Brodie livestream. Brodie Robertson livestream? Yes. Brodie livestream Robertson. Is that supposed to be my new name now? Are you happy with your current job, or would you like to move to a different area of programming if given the choice in your career? Wait, do people think I actually have a job as a programmer? I actually don't. I don't actually have a job as a programmer right now. Right now, I am stacking boxes on a shelf, and I'm doing this. So yes, I would like a change from one of those jobs. This one's fun. I enjoy this. But the other one is mainly just me, actually, a lot of my video ideas come from while I'm at work. Like, I'll take my phone out, write a note down. No, I used to do some web development. I call it fun employed. Yeah, that's how it is. You basically make minimum wage while you're working 40 hours a week, but you're enjoying the 40 hours a week, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, I did web development for 6 months. Yeah, 6 months, I think it was. I was basically the only dev on the team, so I was basically also the project lead. So could I call myself like a... I don't know, maybe like a senior developer. Yeah, if I want to put a title on my resume, I'll put it as like senior developer or something like that, because I technically was. This dude acting like he's a programmer but can't even beat me in 5D chess, peasant. Mate, you want to go? I will end your existence. Actually, I won't, because I'm actually awful at chess. But we need to play 5D chess again. We definitely do need to do that. I don't know when. This weekend I can't because I'm going to be at my parents' place. But it'll have to happen at some point. He beats you in 6D chess. I don't even know what you would add to 5D chess to make that game even worse. Brodie livestream, Brodstream, Brodream, Brodream. Am I just like copying Dream at that point if I call myself Brodream? Maybe. Maybe that's a good way to get some extra views. Just call myself Brodream. Get people to accidentally click my channel, thinking that I'm actually Dream. Play Domino, like the pizza company. Is this a game? I don't know. Domino game. Oh, Dominoes. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. My chat isn't good today? What's wrong with my chat today? DT diss track when? No, I don't think I want to do a diss track. I think I'd much rather do a duet. I think a duet would be fun. What I'm thinking of doing is maybe having like a choir and singing with DT and Richard Stallman. I think that might be fun. Let me know if that's a horrible idea. Slackware seems interesting, but definitely going into... I just need everything... Yeah, I don't want to compile everything either. Slackware seems like too much effort to me. I just like my normie minimal distro. Normie minimal distro is the easiest way to do it. When are you inviting Joe Rogan on your podcast? You know, I've hit him up. He says like he's up for it, but you know, man's busy. What would I rate Adelaide out of 35? Oh, that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna have to give it like maybe a 27. I'll give it a 27 because our lockdowns haven't been that bad. But the nightlife is pretty boring here. It is convenient. It's not like Melbourne or something where you have to walk the entire city just to get some clubs. But when if you're not up for clubbing, there's not a ton else you can do unless you know you like drugs. If you like drugs, then Adelaide's pretty good. But apart from that, it's good for the most part. Play Tetris? God, you don't want to watch me play Tetris. I'm awful at that. Can someone convince me to use Slackware? No. Luke Smith diss Brodie Robertson featuring Derek Taylor. Oh. That's a tempting one. I like the idea of that. You do not want to hear me try to rap. That'll go so horribly. What's the most interesting thing you found out while studying Japanese? That I hate the wa and ga particles. If you've ever studied Japanese, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Besides that, I would say that a lot of kanji are actually pictorial representations of the thing that they're actually talking about. So, for example, a car actually kind of looks like a car. And there's some other weird ones like that. Like, the ones for concave and convex. Actually, I'm going to show you right now, because they don't even look real. Concave... convex kanji. Condave, exactly. That's how you spell. Here we go. That one? Yes. Which one of these two is the convex and... Oh, God. No. I closed it. Where'd it go? Yeah, here we go. Which one of these are the convex and which one of these are the concave kanji? I love these. These are probably my favorite kanji. Yes, they're great. Back that one. Favorite part of AU? I think it's that there's such a wide there's such a wide area of space that you can live in. That probably made no sense what I was trying to say there. What I mean is that if you want to go live rural, there is so much there is so much out there. You could go basically anywhere in the country, but it's not like there's a lacking of I guess more city. What's the word? What's the adjective for city? I don't know. More city-like places out there. I think it's just the... Yeah, I think that's what I like. If you want to... Yeah, even if you're living in the city, it's not that difficult to get back into somewhere that's a bit more rural. And if you're somewhere rural, even though there's a lot of rural space, there's still quite a bit of city. And if you want to maybe take a day's drive and get somewhere that's a bit less in the middle of nowhere, it's still not that difficult to do. Reject Linux, become macOS, yes. Linux nerds going out at night. Hey, sometimes you want to get drunk and go to the town. Can you shout out my friend? Can you shout out my friend Jimmy Savile? Sure. Shout out to Jimmy Savile. Yeah, I know exactly what you're doing there. My current machine can't run a distro that doesn't have systemd. Clubbing is dumb. Alcohol. I haven't drunk anything today. It's only 10:30 in the morning. Alcohol should only be consumed in dank, comfy pubs. That's a fair argument, yeah. Do I touch type? Wait. I thought we've established that my typing speed is very bad. I half touch type. Once again, let's do a game of type eraser. Because that's how this goes. Let's see how fast my typing speed is. 3. Oh, okay, it's not 3, 2, 1. It's starting from 10. Let's go. See how fast my typing is. Oh, already made a mistake. Oh god, this is great. I'm very much humiliating myself here. This is why I don't do live coding, because I am bad at typing. There we go. Look at that. Your speed, 53 words per minute. That sounds about right. System D for president? Nah, we'll go, let's just go... what's better than System D? Let's go run it. Run it for president. Run it for president. I can get behind that. The fact there's a song that both includes Bowler and Arch Linux is beyond based. I absolutely adore that song. I'm a bowler, shot curler, I'm an Arch Linux installer. The original version of that was so bad. I really do like the remix that DT posted a link to, though. I highly recommend checking that one out if you haven't listened to it. Urban. Thank you. Urban is the word I'm thinking of. Brodie, we don't speak Chinese. Very true. You don't speak Chinese. Okay. I'm a bowler, shot caller. I'm an Arch Linux installer. Oh, why did he ever make that? He's got a lot of older content like that where it's just like, what was going through your mind when you thought that playing the recorder was a good idea or anything like that? I actually prefer Luke Smith's non-technical videos, honestly. Yeah, I think most people do. And that's why they do way better than his technical stuff. Because the problem when Luke does technical stuff is he skips out on a lot of stuff that shouldn't be skipped out on because it's sort of assumed that everyone watching the content knows. But then he'll do something like that Bitcoin video where he makes a Bitcoin video from 10 years ago. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird like that. French Montana uses RTX with Run It. I don't know who or what French Montana is. Let's see. Got you get your night nerd on? Exactly. Actually, I don't think we have any gaming bars in Adelaide. None that I know of, at least. Maybe there's one hidden somewhere, but yeah, I can't think of any gaming bars. I know Melbourne has a couple. I don't know if they're any good, but I know they exist. Go to my ancestors' farmland. Luke Smith Simulator. Half touch type. So you only touch. Yeah, I think that basically sums it up. I only touch. I don't type. I just sort of stumble my way along and something roughly happens. Dang, you're really slow. See, Brodie, if you had a mechanical keyboard, you'd be at least 500 words per minute. Okay, I made a bunch of mistakes. You know what? We're gonna do this again. I will prove my incompetence by being slightly quicker than I was, but still pretty bad. Are we gonna find competitors? We have found competitors. Oh, we have someone with a name. That's scary. That means they're actually someone who plays this a lot. Oh god. I feel like I don't make as many mistakes when I'm just normally typing. It's just when I'm doing one of these type racing things where I have to type out something specific. I always end up making more mistakes. Also, I'm talking while I'm doing it, which doesn't help. There we go. Slightly better than I was before. Not good, but slightly better. I didn't say I'd be good. This is why I don't type in videos. As we've established. Can you shout out my friend Yarek? I don't recognize that one, so I'm not gonna fall for your meme this time. What do I think about GPU pass-through to a Windows VM for gaming versus gaming on Linux versus dual boot? Okay. If you have an extra hard drive, a dual boot's going to be the easiest thing to do. If you have a second GPU, sure, you might as well use it. But I would say that if you just want to game on Linux and you want something that is just going to basically work, go buy like a cheap SSD, stick Windows on it, and use that. That'll be just fine. I like to play everything on Linux just because I only run Linux on my system. I do have a Windows drive. I just had it there because I needed it for class. But outside of that class, I don't want to touch Windows. So for me, I am perfectly happy skipping out on some games and then just playing everything on Linux. Most games I've played have been fine. There've been a few bugs here and there, like in Tasmanian Tiger. There were some textures that weren't loading properly. And in Hades, my controller stopped working a little bit, but most things besides that have been perfectly fine. So, easiest solution, dual boot. If you have a second GPU or you want to drop a lot of money on it, sure. Windows VM, GPU pass-through, fine. Gaming on Linux, it's Linux, so you will run into some problems here and there, but generally going to be pretty good. Can't you just use bash scripts or bash scripts instead of systemd and run it, or is that a security/setup nightmare? If you can run bash from your UEFI, I guess you could. If you make your own init system that does that, I guess that you could do that. Systemd is bloat, so we've established. Reject init, use BIOS only. That's an option. Reject Linux, use Emacs. Did you try NixOS? It's a Linux distro that's configurable/deployable with a single config file. I've heard lots of really, really good things about NixOS, and I want to try it. Like with BSD, I'm lazy, so I haven't. But I will. Probably. Not making any promises, but maybe. NixOS is fascinating. What drove me away is that it uses systemd, though, unfortunately. Well, for me, I'm already on Arch, so that's not a downgrade for me. That's just like a horizontal movement. Yeah, horizontal grade. It's a horizontal grade. Horizontal grade. Yeah, we'll go with that. Why am I laughing at my own jokes? Reject everything, use LFS. When others watch me type, my speed drops to 3 words per minute. Maybe that's my problem. Sure, yeah, we're gonna go with that. My typing speed is so low because you guys are watching me. I've been using NixOS for a couple of years, been mostly fine for the most part. Oh god, there's a bunch of comments. I use Windows just for FL Studio. FL Studio, is that a painting tool, or am I thinking of something different? FL Studio. That is a... Oh, no, it's an audio tool. Okay, that makes sense. Where'd my comments go? There it is. I've never used it. I'm incompetent when it comes to music. I would like to try it. That's another one of those many, many things I would like to try at some point that I just don't get around to doing. I think the extent of my music creation was on a 2012 MacBook using GarageBand. Yeah, GarageBand is what it was called. And I wish I still had some of those songs because they were not very good at all. Let's see. Has anybody tried GUIX? Someone probably has. I haven't. Livestream Spider-Man PS1, it's gonna boom, trust me. I've never played a Spider-Man game. I always hear that there's a couple of them that are really standouts. I don't think that was one of the standout ones, though. I think the PS2 one's the one that everyone talks about. Yeah, I know exactly which one this is. This is not one of the good ones, if I recall correctly. Sure, if I can find a ROM for it, I guess I'll play it. Because I don't pirate stuff. If I find a disc of it, I'll play it on a actual hardware PS1. Definitely. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, where are we at? Anyone use Sparky Linux for testing? Sparky Linux. A Sparky in Australia is a term for an electrician. Is this the electrician's Linux? Is that what this is? Let's find out. Sparky Linux is a desktop-oriented operating system based on Debian. Thank you, start page. That's a very descriptive definition. It is lightweight. Yep, like Linux. Why should we use Sparky? Let me know. Can we get a top 10 things you are sick of hearing about? Oh, that's gonna take a while. Let's see. FUD. So fear and what is it? Fear and disinformation? Is that what it is? I can't remember what it stands for. FUD, cringe, bloat, based, beard. Okay, I've got 5. Maybe there's not 10 things that bother me. Oh yeah, copying content. This is getting harder. I don't know, actually. Oh, System D. Lennart Pottering. Pulse audio being bad, and Wayland because it's still pretty much not ready. But yeah, there we go. I think that'll work. Do I still use LF? I definitely still do use LF. Can you play a musical instrument? I can play a couple of chords on a guitar, and I used to play the recorder because everyone played the devil's instrument when they were in primary school or elementary school or whatever it is that your country calls it. When you're like in that 8 to 9-year-old range. Yeah. I'm stuck with Win just for music studio because I want to use industry standard DAWs and plugins. I hope one day FOSS software will be comparable or GPU pass-through gets better. That'd be cool. What is Google? Google is a company that steals all your data and offers you nothing in return for it. When are you getting the Pine phone? I don't know. I'm happy with my Chinese spyware device that I've got right here. Actually, I just realized chat's in the way. My Realme, whatever the model number is. This not focusing on the phone. Focus on the phone, damn it. I don't have autofocus on. Why is it not focusing? Alright. Do I actually have autofocus? Do I have manual focus on? I don't have autofocus on. I do have autofocus on. I don't know what's going on here. It's like, lol, I'm just not going to focus. That's cool. I'll have a look at that afterwards. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I accidentally turned the autofocus off. But yeah, I've got my Chinese spyware device right here that is doing me perfectly fine. If I cared about hacking around with it, maybe I would. Maybe I'd get one for the sake of videos, but I don't really think I have much of a reason to go and buy it myself, because as like DT and a couple other people have said, I just don't use my phone that much to really care too much about it. Anyone tried Google yet? I've heard many good things about it. Yeah, Google is one of those. It's one of those underground companies that still like getting a foothold out there. I think one day they'll be a big company, but right now no one uses them. I also use an AMD GPU, as you should on Linux, because Nvidia hates Linux. And why, yes, my PS1 does have an i9 processor. How could you tell? What am I... Okay. Every single time I do one of these live streams, there's a couple of questions that get asked every time. One of those is, what is my opinion on FreeBSD and OpenBSD? The other one is, what is my favorite programming language? It hasn't changed since last month. It's still like, I like Python. Python is nice and convenient. I like my shell script. I don't know much else, really. I don't like Java. Java is an absolute nightmare to work with. C++ is kind of fun, I guess. Sure. And I very, very, very rarely write C, but when I'm doing, like, stuff with ST, I guess I write a bit of that. And I'm learning Lua because I'm running Awesome, but yeah. Yeah, well, that seems about right. Fear, unease, and doubt. That's what it is. Or fear, unease. I think it's fear, unease, and disinformation. I don't know. Maybe it's actually doubt, and I forgot what it stands for. 5, Emacs versus Vim. Yeah, that's actually a good point. That can go on my list of things that don't make any sense, because it's not actually it's not a comparable, or two comparable things. They are very, very different pieces of software. Vim is a text editor. Emacs is an operating system that happens to have a text editor attached to it. Lisp is good, but in my opinion, it's not good for configuration. I feel like a more scriptish language is better. I haven't written any Lisp, so I can't tell you. Do we play games? No, I've never played a video game in my entire life. On my gaming channel, I just sit there and tell you why video games are bad, and if you play them, that you're going to hell. Yeah, right now I'm playing through Crystar. I've recently started that on the stream. That's when my camera wasn't working. I'm playing through Tithe Tasmanian Tiger. I played it as a kid, but I want to play it again because it's fun. Occasionally I'm playing Borderlands pre-sequel with a mate. Haven't played in a while just because he didn't feel like playing it much right now, but maybe we'll get back to it. And I play NetHack on this channel. But I also have like a wall of PS4 games over here. And I have a pretty big Steam library that's grown a bit, that I have a couple of games in there that I want to play on stream. So we'll see what happens. Lately, I've been playing a lot of roguelike games. I don't know what it is. I didn't like roguelike games when I was growing up, but they've, like, grown on me for some reason. Maybe it's because it's the sort of game that you can hop into and leave really quickly, and there's not really, like, oh, you have to remember what the story is up until this point, because a lot of the time, there's either no story, or the story is very rudimentary. It's like, you are the hero. Go kill the dragon. And when it's like that, you can, like, jump in and leave basically any time, and it's all good. Phone not good enough for focus. I don't know. Is it going to focus on the cap for the thingy? Yeah, it's just not focusing on anything right now. That's so weird. Oh. And now I'm out of focus. I think I know what happened. DT has this problem as well. His, if you've noticed that in DT's videos, he looks a little bit blurry. He's had it for like this for like 2 years. His camera focuses on his microphone. That's what's happened. And I think that's what just happened then. It would focus on a Pine phone. Have you used Serex yet? No, I haven't. I should, but I want my browser or my search engine to return results that are always good, so I just generally use Start Page. Serex is bloated. It tries to take over your browser and life the moment you open the door for it. Literally everything is bloated. What is my favorite programming language? Oh, I don't know, I'm gonna say C. Yeah, we'll go C. Fish better than Bash. Can't change my mind. I need to try Fish. I think that maybe that'll be my next big project. Maybe I'll just swap out ZSH to go to fish, something like that. Not a question, but just want to tell you you've been doing a great job with the videos. Keep it up. Thumbnails and timestamps you've been doing are next level. The timestamps I basically just automate. So in my video editor, I use markers, and then I extract out the markers in the format that I need it to be in to basically create those on YouTube. The thumbnails, I get really tired, and I look at something and I'm like, hey, that would be funny if I put it in a thumbnail. And sometimes it's funny. Other times it's not. Other times it's like, this is a horrible thumbnail. But sometimes you get things like, what was it? Was this... that, I think it was like something like that or something like that. I don't know. Well, the one for this one. I have a lot of random junk around the room, so occasionally I'll just pick something up and be like, huh. A fork. What can we do with a fork? And then thumbnails are produced. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. Okay, that's what it is. Cool. Vim is objectively better than Emacs. Oh, that's something that needs to go on my list of things I hate. I've had a bunch of people telling me that I should stop making like absolute statements. Like, this program is the best at this thing, or this is the greatest this thing. Guys, I'm sure the people here understand this, right? I'm sure you guys are smart enough to get this. But there are some people who think that those statements are me being literal, and they don't seem to understand what the concept of hyperbole is. I've had so many comments saying, like, stop being literal with all of your statements. Like, just calm down. It's just hyperbole. Because that's what you have to do on YouTube. Clickbait is the only way to exist. But I at least try to keep my clickbait relevant to the content, unlike some people. Let's see. ST or Alacrity. I have them both installed. Generally run Alacrity. I find it to be a bit nicer to work with. And yeah, it's just mainly a bit nicer to work with. I do like ST. I hate ST out of the box. ST out of the box is an absolute train wreck. But once you get the things you want installed on it, you get it customized the way you want it, it's pretty good. Cool retro term. That's a pretty cool terminal, actually. And a couple of... I don't know how this video keeps getting views, but a couple of people keep finding that video. And, yeah, I don't remember it being a popular video when it came out. Cool retro term. Here we go, back in 2019. Wow. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to show you guys. You can see how much money I make on YouTube. Here you go. My cool retro term video. It's just continually getting more views, and I have no idea why. It's not getting that many views, but look at this dude. Look at this dude who's hosting it. Who is this guy? Why is the camera so low? Why is the beard like that? Yeah, we're not getting into that today, but yeah, that video, it seems to be getting more and more views over time, which is, it's actually nice. It is nice to see that, older videos like that, even though they are kind of horrible, are still getting some attention. ST is the best. ST is the best T. Waiting for Brodie to catch up. Brodie will never catch up. No, there's not a 2-minute chat delay. I'm just really behind on chat. Thoughts on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And when you guys keep asking me questions like that, it's going to take me a while to answer them. I enjoy Full Metal. I don't remember much of what happened. I don't think it's like one of my top 10 anime, but it's not a bad show to watch. And it's definitely one of those shows that it's a good entry for people who are new to anime, who don't want something that's, you know, like SAO, something that's very anime. Full Metal does a good job at making itself very approachable. And I think there's not many shows that are like that. Like Attack on Titan is one of the few others that I think falls into that category. I feel like it's possible to get a nice config with Vim, which is impossible to do with Emacs. You just bounce back and forth between around with Emacs.d bankruptcy. I don't know. There's some people who've been using Emacs for years and have something they really like. So I don't know. Maybe you can eventually do it. Put your fork in the little circuit. No. Maybe for some money. But otherwise, no. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. As long as they're different each time, you're golden. A lot of YouTubers refuse to reuse the same picture, and it drives me mad. Yeah, I don't know why people do that. Like, I know the Linux Gamer does it. He'll just reuse... I don't know if they're reused or if he can only pull, like, 1 or 2 faces. Because every single time he does a face thumbnail, they all look exactly the same to me. Chris Titus is kind of the same as well. I know he's reused... he's done a couple of videos saying this distro is the devil or something and reused the exact same picture. It's like, mate, just retake the picture. It's not a difficult pose to do. Vim is absolutely better than anything. Vim is better than sliced cheese. Sliced cheese, sliced bread. That's... sliced cheese. Yes, Vim is better than plastic cheese. God, I don't know what I'm saying. Vimify everything. Yes, that is the correct way. Have you been playing around with Blender much? Not outside of the 2 weeks I was using it to edit stuff. But I have gone through that tutorial series where you make a donut. And I thought that was fun. There was a while where I was like, I'm going to get into 3D modeling. And then I just didn't. What are hyperbolical statements supposed to be? Stop being so literal. You LValue embedded in the code. You LValue. You LValue. You value embed... What is that? What are you saying? Xterm or Sakura? I haven't used either. So... Your video... I don't share the sentiment. Your videos are terrible. Thank you, You're here to basically keep me like this. You need people who are around you that like keep you grounded in reality. There's so many people who make content who just have everyone out there who just love them. That's not how I do it. I need people here to tell me that I'm terrible at my job and my videos are all awful, because that makes me keep working harder on them. Let's see. Brodie got to do a Ghost BSD review. One day, maybe. I don't do distro reviews, though. So, probably not. But I'll do something on it at some point. I share the sentiment. Good job on the channel. It's great. Would be good to see more deep divey stuff, as well as shorter digestible videos. This is where DT fails, and you could overtake him. DT does a lot of, like... I think the way DT typically structures his videos is very much like the way I used to do it, except done well. So he doesn't seem to plan stuff out very much, and basically just goes into like an application without any notes and just kind of forgets where stuff is. But because he's actually good at presenting, I think he manages to pull it back together in a way that actually makes interesting content. Unlike the way I used to do it, where I had no idea how to present stuff and I still wasn't planning stuff. I do like the way that he does it, though. Where am I hiding my YouTube millions? I wish I had YouTube millions. That'd be nice. If I did, I would have put it all into Dogecoin. Do you watch Attack on Titan? I'm watching the final season right now. It's good. I will say the start of season 4 is horrible. I don't care about the warrior children. I still don't care about the warrior children. They're the most boring characters I could ever imagine. But hey, Reiner showed up, and then Eren showed up, and then everybody died. And that was fun. Full Metal Alchemist versus Full Metal Jacket. Do you mean like the Full Metal Jacket rounds? I think the rounds are pretty cool. Notepad++ better than Emacs. I actually did use Notepad++ for a while, until I discovered, VS Code, I think it was. Let's see. For real though, has anyone learned both Vim and Emacs default binding and found one or the other superior? I've recently switched to Doom Emacs or Orgrome. Well, I personally like my Vim bindings, but there are some things from Emacs which I think it does better. And in those cases, I'll be happy to use them, like, what is it, Control-N and Control-P for next and previous? Something like... Yeah, I think it's something like that. Those, I think, actually make sense. Having mnemonics is kind of nice. The Vim mnemonics, there are roughly Vim mnemonics, but there's not... Yeah, they're kind of a problem a lot of the time. You sort of have to make them up as you go. Let's see. GNOME calculator better than Vim. Is it the GNOME calculator with vi bindings? I can never understand why people use ZSH or Bash, because Fish just looks and functions better by default. Probably because Bash and ZSH are usually defaults. I don't know of a distro where Fish is the default. There probably is one out there, but I don't know of one. Someone's going to tell me, like, a big list of them now. I think that's the main reason, because they're defaults, and people just use whatever the default is. Oh, you're making a C joke. Bash is trash, Fish is niche. I thought you were going to go with some rhyming there. Fish is niche. Fish is niche. Or we could... Fish is niche. Fish is niche? Fish is niche. We'll go with that. Yo, Brodie caught up. Great job, bud. Yeah, I was sort of speed running some of those comments. Let's see. Though I'll always say that Fish is the objective best show. I hear so many good things about it. You know what? Maybe next week I'll start trying it out and see what I think about it. But this weekend I can't because I'm going to be away from the computer. But next week I'll try it, I think. Ever used a graphical programming language? You mean something in the realm of Scratch? Not specifically Scratch, but has anyone ever done anything with Lego Mindstorm? Basically, Lego Mindstorm was a little robotics toolkit that you could, you know, do robotics things with. And it was Lego. Yeah, that was a great description, Brodie. You're brilliant at this job. Let's see. No, continue. God, stop making me click all these prompts. Here it is. Oh, where's my chat? Here it is. Let's get rid of that one. This right here is the Lego Mindstorm's building kit, but it also comes with a dedicated programming language for making graphics. Oh, no, I haven't done that. But no, this comes with like a drag and drop programming thing. It's like intended to get kids into programming. I think it's actually, yeah, here we go. Here's what it looks like. They've massively upgraded it since I last saw it. Basically, it's very Scratch-like. Actually, it might just be using Scratch at this point for all I know. But as for your actual question, a graphics programming language, unless you count like making SVGs with XML by hand, don't recommend it, then no. Yes, actually, in one of my classes, I actually had to do that. It was such a dumb idea. Like, oh yeah, so you can understand how SVG works, just do everything by hand. Like, why would I do that? Saying that you've fully learnt both is a rare experience. I don't know what that's in reference to. I used to... the default Emacs and Vim bindings. That's what you meant. Okay. I use default Emacs and default Vim. Default Vim bindings are easily better. There's no comparison. I like... Well, there's the subset of the Vim bindings I like. Like, obviously, the movement keys. I've kind of gotten used to using Y to copy stuff and P to paste stuff. I like U to undo and Control R to redo. So there are parts of the Vim... Or NG and or capital G and GG as well. Like, there are parts of the Vim default bindings that I think are really good. And there are other parts I sort of just rebind to something that I feel is a bit more comfortable to use. I like DT's channel too, but it's maybe too opinion-based and it drags quality down. If it takes memes and rage wars to make Linux popular, so be it, I guess. I don't know, I think the way DT does it is fairly good. I just realized my drink bottle has been cutting my hand. Probably can't see it. That's a problem. Yeah, DT does a lot more of the, you know, general opinion-y stuff than I do. Like, I do enjoy those videos, but when I do those videos, I try to make them far more, I guess, far more fact-based at the start, and then I'll include my opinion towards the end, unless it's something where I'm like, okay, this is something that basically requires nothing but my opinion. For example, with the Hippocratic license video. That one, there's no way to do that factually. The only way you can really approach something like that, because it's a philosophical argument at that point, whether you think that, you know, human rights make sense in relation to, in relation to the way software licensing is done. Let's see. I unsubscribed from DT after his pro-gun comments. Okay, here's the thing about DT. So, I think I've mentioned this before, but when DT does those videos, he is basically just trying to work out what the opinion of his audience is. Like, he'll occasionally do something like that. Like when he did his video where he went to the Trump rally, then he did the pro-gun video, and there's a couple others he's done like that, where he's just trying to get like a feel for the political compass of his, or the general political compass of his audience, and it seems like it does a fairly good job, because the like to dislike ratio pretty much indicates where a lot of his viewers actually stand. Now we gotta let Brodie fall behind again. Brodie-tan, count to 100 in Japanese. Do I want to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm not doing this. This is going to take too much time. Hyaku. There we go. We're up to 100. Itty is not a real programming language unless you... Oh, it is not a real programming... It is not real programming unless you do it in Lisp. So not even C. C is not real programming. That's a rich kid set. Yeah, this Lego set kind of is for rich kids, but my school bought a bunch of these sets, so I remember them being much cheaper back when I was a kid, though. I think they've just sort of streamlined the process of what you can buy, and also it's like it looks much nicer than it did back then as well. Like back when I did it, it basically was just Lego with a little engine, and that's all you got, really. Arduino on steroids. Basically, yeah. That's just breadboards, bro. The Emacs key bindings are made for keyboards with 4 mod keys. Doesn't work in the current year. That makes sense, because well... Yeah, actually, no, that does make sense, yeah. And that makes sense why Super is always labeled as mod 4. Huh. No, I haven't tried NixOS. I have not tried NixOS yet. Let's see. The Emac... No, we already did that one. Atom/VS Code equals Chrome browser. Basically, they're both Electron browsers. Electron editors. And also, VS Code... Is it VS Code Web? Is that what it's called? I don't know if you guys have heard of this. Yeah, this is it. It didn't load the link. This is a way to embed VS Code inside of a web browser. If you want to just be one of those people. I think this is actually not... It's actually a good use of it. If you're going to build something with Electron, then hey, you should be able to run it inside your web browser directly as well. Actually, I'd prefer it just to have it run in your web browser anyway at that point. Just make a VS Code an extension. I've reported your channel. Thank you, Karen. Let's see. I'm getting my wires crossed between DT and Luke Smith, though. He's more memey, I guess. No, they're both kind of memey. DT sort of does it more ironically, whereas Luke is just a 4chaner. He can pretend like he doesn't use the internet all the time, but yeah, he's on 4chan all the time. I feel like a lot of... I've said this so many times before, but I feel like a lot of Luke is just a character. and it's sort of just an exaggerated version of himself, but I do definitely think that he's on 4chan most of the time. The length, no, I've read that from the Karen. I think I would like DT more if he actually knew about the things he made videos on. Well, he does do that a lot, doesn't he? Where he'll make a video, they will literally say something on the screen. For example, the Peru video, Paru, I don't remember how to say it. Where he was like, oh, Yay is not being maintained anymore. But it's like, Jaguar is still there, so no need to panic. It's just not going to get much development. Like, he literally read this post and still managed to say that it wasn't going to be maintained anymore. So yeah, I feel like DT's videos probably would be better if he did a little bit more planning beforehand. I don't think he needs to plan everything like I do. But I think a little bit more would probably go a long way. Doomers use Nano, Boomers use Vim, Zoomers use Emacs. No, I think Zoomers just... They just use VS Code in a web browser. What are you talking about? Oh god, we're so behind again. It's happened. It's happened again. If I remember correctly, it will often... Oh, no, it's... okay, Karen. Good people use NeoVim. Very true. Have someone tried doing homework PDFs with Groff like our cabin boomer recommend? I actually did write an entire assignment in Groff. It wasn't a bad experience, actually. I thought it was actually pretty good. And most of my assignments I did in my final year, I did in Markdown. Except the one where my lecturer was like, hey, I require you to submit a Word document. And I'm like, mate, what are you talking about? You're literally the only person in this entire facility who doesn't let us submit a PDF. Why do you want a Word document of all things? Why do you make me suffer like this? Yeah, licensing, it's just political. To make it more factual, would involve more contrasting between different opinions. DT's just fishing. Joe better than Vim, better than Micro, better than Nano, better than Pico. Sometimes they don't compile stuff because it's proprietary, like VirtualBox extensions or... okay, that's NixOS stuff. MSXL better than Emacs. Windows Movie Maker better than Emacs. Oh, we're counting in French, are we? Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept. I can't say that. Nilf, dix. Yep. That's the most Australian pronunciation of French you could get. How to make sure your Alacrity runs on GPU. Have your GPU drivers installed and have a GPU. And not an NVIDIA one. Because NVIDIA drivers are awful. I really wish NVIDIA drivers actually were better on Linux. Because NVIDIA does just make better hardware. Which is sad. Very sad. I don't want it to be like that. I want AMD to get their stuff together and actually make some better stuff. But they're still kind of pulling behind. I'd like to see an implementation of Ed Editor in your browser. We're gonna find it. I guarantee that exists. Ed Editor browser. No, this is a web browser that's like Ed. No, I found one that's very much like Ed, but I haven't found one that's actually an Ed, or a browser that's like Ed, not a editor, not a version of Ed in the browser. There we go, that's how words function. Give Mental Outlaw some love. Mental Outlaw, you make some really cool videos, and you are absolutely ripped, and you could probably tear my head off. Yeah. Did you watch his workout video? That was insane. I'm genuinely impressed. It made me want to actually stop being lazy. I'm never going to use Electron-based browsers. God, that would be hell, wouldn't it? You have a Chromium-based Chromium browser. Actually, someone should do that. Someone, just to make everyone suffer, go make a Chromium browser and make it in Electron. Because reasons. Just double layers of Chromium for no reason. I need to use Atom now. I use GD and Vim. Open source exams, AGPL, V3, everyone contributes a little to the end result. Open source everything. Open source your house. He used to use... Oh, no, I read that. Since I stopped lurking on 4chan and Luke's live streams, my faith in humanity has been restored. I don't think I actually watched one of Luke's live streams. I think... Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. They're probably fun, because it's not technical stuff, and that's what Luke shines at. Anything that's just not technical. But... okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like Luke. I just think that it's definitely a character. That's where I'm getting at with that. He makes good content, and I do appreciate what he's done for this channel, but yeah, it's very obvious that it's a character. Either that or he's probably just insufferable in person. If it's not a character, I'm slightly worried. Hasn't AMD improved lately? Oh, they've improved, for sure. But they're still behind NVIDIA. Not as far behind as they were before, but still a bit behind. Dang, Brodie, you butchered every single French number. Congrats. Thank you. That was my intention. Wait. I've got a better idea. How do I do this? Where's the comment? I'm gonna scroll back up to the comment, and we're gonna make this even worse. Where's that French comment? There it is. Okay, put that in there. Pipe that into that one. Pipe that into that one. Wait, I'm forgetting the command. Give me 1 second. I'll check the command because we have to do this. That's what it's called. Yes. Ah, that's the option. Dash dash standard out. And okay, that should be good. Hope I did that correctly.
Ukes, toys, quater, sink, six, sept, Hewitt, newf, dix.
There you go. That was e-speak. I apologize for that probably being very loud. I don't apologize that much. I wanted to do that because I thought it'd be funny. Let's see. Tried to use VS Code many times, but always end up back to JetBrains. The JetBrains products are probably the only proprietary products I actually genuinely like. The other ones I just happen to use because I happen to use them. Mental Outlaw videos are great for privacy and detail. Absolutely, yeah. Mental Outlaw makes some really good content. Where are we at? I forgot where I was at. There's just some DC videos where it could be summarized in a sentence because there was just nothing to it. No, I get that. That makes sense. A lot of my older content was like that as well. And that's sort of what you end up getting when you don't plan stuff out. Sometimes you end up getting things that just couldn't happen with planning. Other times you get things that, yeah, they could be summarized a bit quicker. It's a very hit and miss approach, but when it does hit, it hits really, really hard. Right, that's where we're at. I know about Ed Browse. Yeah, that's the one I'd come across. That's the Ed-like browser. Count in Arabic. I don't know Arabic, so I don't know if you're messing with me and those are actually numbers. I'm gonna put those in Google Translate just to be safe. Because you could be getting me to say something really bad. Okay, Google Translate's dying, so... what are your thoughts about Qt browser? I think it's really cool, and then I forget that I have Vim bindings. This is... it's a problem I have with everything. Whenever I have Vim bindings in a browser, I always forget I have them, and then I stop using them. But I think it's cool. I want to do a video on the ad blocking, even though I'm very late to it. I don't think I've even done a video about Qt, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think I have. So I'll have to do that at some point. But I think it's one of the better minimal browsers. If you don't want to use something like Surf, because it's Surf. If you want to use something that is actually a good browser but isn't based on Chromium or Firefox, Qt is probably one of the better implementations. Isn't Vivaldi basically Electron? No, I want something... No, what I mean is I want a web browser that's written in JavaScript. That's what I'm saying here. I want you to build a web browser in Electron and write the browser in JavaScript. That is what I'm asking you to do. And I want you to make it the worst thing possible. That sounds like a good, I don't know, 6-month project or so. Hit me up when it's done. My car is open source. There actually are cars that are more open source than others. Depends on how they structure the computer. Some of them try to do a very, very locked down version of Linux. Others you can get a root shell very, very easily. I know Chris Occhipenti did a video a couple of years back where he was trying to get a root shell in his, like, Camry or something. I don't remember what the car was. He succeeded in doing it, and I think it was just running OpenBox or something, and he was just like, okay, what can I actually do with this? And he managed to make, like, custom prompts that could appear and stuff like that. So I think stuff like that is pretty cool. I wish car manufacturers made it a bit easier to do that. I know some of them are really bad, like Tesla will basically shut your car down if you try to do stuff like that. Like, they can actually remotely shut your car down, and they have done it to people who purchase secondhand cars. So, yeah, Tesla's not a great company, but I want the GNU of or the FSF of cars to exist. That would be hilarious. You have too much RAM, we have a solution. Chrome squared, previously known as Electron. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, Mental Outlaw is a lot of fun. Yeah, also, I will agree, he does also have a fun voice. I just have a very nasally Australian voice. Luke is playing Minecraft in real life. I thought he was playing RuneScape. Vim bindings on website can conflict with some websites' key bindings, and that annoys me. Yeah, that's always a bit of a problem. Can you tell me the difference between Mangia and Mandriva as both are Mandriva Linux? I have literally no idea what you just said. What is Mandriva Linux? Mandriva Linux? I don't have a clue. Let's find out. This is a discontinued Linux distribution by Mandriva SA. Sure, yep. This is some sort of browser. Some sort of independent distro. Wait, it's no longer being worked on, but they're still receiving money on LibrePay. That's amusing. Arabic has less letters than English. Does it? Okay. I didn't know that. That's news to me. Hated Ones. I'm recalling the name. I can't think of a video I've watched by the Hated Ones, though. The Hated Ones. I know this channel. I don't think I've watched any of their videos, though. But they do look cool. They have good thumbnails, so I'll give them that. In childhood, were you being slapped by your mum? Yeah, that's a pretty normal thing in Australia. I think you're right, but Brodie time, I want to play some NetHack right now. I know you want it to. I know you're addicted. NetHack actually is kind of fun. I did enjoy that stream much more than I had initially thought I would. I thought NetHack was going to be one of those games where it's like, oh, well, it's kind of fun, I guess, but, like, not really that great. But, no, I'll agree, NetHack is a pretty good game. I'll definitely be going back to it. And I'll be trying out some of those other, text-based RPGs as well that people have mentioned, like, I forgot the names. There was one mentioned earlier in the stream, and, like, some sort. I don't remember the exact name. Dungeon Stone Soup or something. I don't remember the name. I should. That is called Min, the Electron browser. Oh, yeah, that does exist, doesn't it? Oh, I completely forgot about that. Because it was such a bad idea. No, Min is actually Min is probably the best implementation of an Electron browser that could possibly exist. Because it just does as little as possible. But imagine having something with as many features as Brave, written entirely in JavaScript. A great channel idea would be someone who reviews source code of popular projects. I feel like that could be done really well or really terribly. Like, if you are someone who actually has a lot of development experience, especially in the languages that are being used for those projects, there are ways that could be structured quite well. It could also be really, really boring, though. Who's that guy that everyone loves that does, like, programming-related videos but has the most dry voice imaginable? Someone's gonna get his name. Tesla's the apples of cars. SpaceX is pretty cool, though. I do like SpaceX. SpaceX is pretty cool. French cars from the early 2000s are open source AF. Okay. A Renault Clio 2 was OP. Let's find out about the Renault Clio 2. Renault Clio 2, root shell. We're gonna just look up car root shell. Oh no, you look that up and you get reshelling. And okay, no, sorry, I was wrong. It wasn't a Camry. It was his Mazda of some sort. Go watch these videos, they're fun. I enjoy them. Have heard of Radio.Garden? Have you heard of Radio.Garden? A free radio streaming across the world. There's a few Japanese stations there. Radio.Garden. I can't say that I have, but I will check it out. Maybe. I'll look it up right now, and then it'll be in my search history, and then I'll probably check it out afterwards. If I click on this website, will it start auto-playing stuff? Don't auto-play stuff, please. Okay, didn't auto-play stuff. Good. That's cool. I don't really listen to any radio or any internet radio either. But maybe I'll check it out. No, I read that. Brodie, do that movement with your hand a couple of times. What movement am I doing with my hand? Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Thank you. I knew someone would get the name. And yeah, Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. It was in my my history, so I would have found it eventually again anyway. Maybe I'll write them down, actually. That's a much better idea. Stream ideas. Dungeon. I forgot the name. That name is too long. Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. That's what it was. Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup and Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Thank you. Gives me more content for the streams, because I always have no idea what I'm doing on the main channel streams. I usually don't even know what I'm doing with the main channel stream. until like an hour before I make the event. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Maybe I'll work that out later. CLI tools built with JavaScript are the worst. The only thing I dislike as much is Electron. There's some exceptions. I can make an exception for like NPM, but when someone's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make like this is a sort of growing trend. I'm gonna make like I don't know, a terminal browser or a terminal file manager in like JavaScript, or I'll make like a xrandr clone in JavaScript. Like, why are you doing that in JavaScript of all languages? Like, at least do like at worst do it in Ruby. Like, come on, what are you doing? Oh, what got deleted? Let's find out. What? Wait, why? Why did you time him out? What was that for, hum? Let's see. Anyone uses shortwave? Like shortwave radio? What is shortwave? Let's find out. We'll have to be a bit more specific here. Shortwave on GitHub. Okay, that's a bit more specific. Shortwave. What is it? Okay, this is an upstream of this one. Ah, I presume that you're referring to this one. Is it this internet radio thing? I've never used it, but maybe someone has. I might check that out. Thank you. I use long wave. My waves are so long. Let's scroll past it. How's the new kernel patch from Collabora for Linux gaming? You mean the one that the one that I don't have yet? Because Arch is still on 5.10, so I'll let you know in a couple of, maybe a week. I'll let you know next week when I do some more gaming streams, but right now I can't tell you. GitHub, FlatHub, what drug are you guys on? You know what game I want to play, but the meme's kind of dead now. Mr. Krabs overdosed on ketamine. You can actually play it perfectly fine on Linux because it's just a Unity game, and it runs just fine inside of inside of Wine or inside of Lutris, whatever. NPM is now built with Rust. Oh. Okay then, I didn't know that. That's cool. Rewrite everything in Rust. We must rewrite literally every line of code in Rust. Rust is the only language that's allowed to exist. Even if it doesn't make any sense, it must be in Rust. I don't know what the Rust trend is all about. Everyone's like, Rust, 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 Rust. I do like my Rust applications just because a lot of cool projects are being made, but there's no reason to just rewrite stuff in Rust just because it's Rust. Xmodmap better than JavaScript. I can't argue with that. Xmodmap is pretty useful. Everything should be in Rust, even Rust. We should just get rid of assembly, and our CPUs should just handle Rust directly. Writing code on Atom is terrible. Good thing I stopped using Atom. Brodie, it's your fault for streaming at this time of night. Looks pretty early in the morning to me. Arch still has 5.11 in testing. That explains a lot. Yeah, I did see that that 5.11 was like out, sort of. There was a news post about it, but dude, that would be sick. Play Mr. Krabs overdosing on ketamine on a stream. Maybe I will. I actually haven't played the game, but I have seen the speed runs. I did watch Critical Speed Run, and that game's a little busted. Just a little bit. But hey, it looks fun. Mainline not unstable. Ah, okay. Okay. Anthony from Linus Tech Tips made me jump into Linux. Is that... Which one's Anthony? I don't remember. I don't know anyone's name at Linus Tech Tips outside of the original crew. Anthony. Linus Tech Tips. Ah, that one. Wait, if you look up Anthony Linus Tech Tips on Google, it tries to autofill to Anthony Linus Tech Tips Furry. Wait, what? Wait, what? Why? What? Why does it autofill furry? What? What is the context here? Is it because of this video where there's a bunch of stuffed animals? Maybe that's it. I don't know. It's 2 in the morning. Why? Just sleep. Why are you so determined to be here and just insult me all the time? Anthony is the wider one. That's a description we can go with. Yeah, sure. From what you said earlier, it seems like you had problems with Ruby. What was your experience with it? Oh no, I don't particularly have problems with Ruby. It's just that JavaScript is a much better choice if you want to. Sorry, JavaScript much better choice. Ruby is a much better choice than JavaScript if you want to go do something, just something in your CLI. Something for the CLI. Because it makes more sense as a tool. Like, it's a much quicker language than JavaScript. The reason why I mentioned, like, you could do it in Ruby over that is that... What am I saying? The reason why I made it seem like Ruby wasn't a great choice is because no one really uses Ruby that much for a lot of the projects I look at. That makes sense. No, it doesn't. Don't lie to me. What I said makes literally no sense. Let's rewrite Rust in Ruby. Let's rewrite Rust in C. Because it's probably... The compiler's probably written in C anyway. Or it's... Actually, no, the compiler's probably written in Rust. Probably self-compiles. That wouldn't surprise me, actually. We need to rewrite everything in Python. Everything must be Python. Nothing else. It's because you're Australian. Brodie, you make terrible videos and have terrible opinions. Your beard is great, though. Is everything you say opposite? So the correct way you can interpret this is you make great videos and have great opinions, but your beard is terrible, though. That makes much more sense. The beard being great is a questionable statement that I have to chalk up to you being really, really tired. Otherwise, I think I have to question your judgment. World of Warcraft, Battle for the Furries. I've never played WoW, but I did think of getting into it back when I was like 18 or so. Then I realized, wow, that would be a horrible, horrible idea. So I didn't do it. Because I was very, very big into things like RuneScape. And yeah, getting into another MMO when you actually have like a job and stuff is not a thing I want to do. I feel like that's... I get why people do it. It's just not how I want to spend my time. I'd much rather go and spend my time doing anything else. Learning Japanese, going out, exercising, messing around with random things on Linux, anything like that, rather than getting back into another MMO. Will you do a rewrite of init.vim into Lua? Sure, why not? People keep asking me to do it, but I haven't got around to it. One of the many, many projects I haven't got around to. Have I written that one down, though? Maybe. Because that wouldn't take too long, I would say. Nvim config in Lua. I'm not lying, I've been interested with Ruby lately because of its syntax, and a lot of people usually don't think it's good because of how it looks or how little it's used. Well, it's probably a perfectly fine language. My only experience with Ruby outside of the occasional CLI program that uses it is really, really bad object-oriented tutorials. Like, really bad, where it's like, they don't even know what OO actually is, and they're trying to teach how it functions. But I have had some problems with the what's it called, Gem? The package manager for Ruby. Some weird dependency issues that I haven't been able to deal with in some cases. But I don't know if that's a Gem problem specifically, or a problem with the application dependency list. Beard is much better than in late 2019 when your video comments were always purely about the beard. I miss those days. Those days were fun. We're gonna go find a really old video. Let's go really old. Let's go 76% like dislike ratio. What a great like to dislike ratio that is. Let's go sort by date oldest, date added oldest. No, the beard's fine at this point. We need the beard to be long and horrible. Where's a good one? Oh my god. What is this angle? Oh lord, okay. Here we go. Here's side by side. People who think the beard looks bad, side by side. What is this compared to this? There's your evidence that the beard is better. It still needs work. I can accept that, but it's much better than it was. Let's see. I feel like Ruby or Python are like one of the best languages for configuration more than anything. Though that's why it's used for Qtile Window Manager. It's what's got me into window managers. Yeah, that's actually a good use for it. I think the problem that a lot of people have with Python is when they start using it for things that it's not really intended for. Like, you shouldn't be doing system management with Python. You have shell script. Stop doing system calls for everything. That's dumb. Stop writing file managers in it. Ranger, stop it. That's bad. Use any other language. But when it's just like, hey, I want to do some text processing or something like that, or I want to do configuration of an application, yeah, that's probably a good use for it. Or in my case, yeah, a bit of what I did was stripping out some video markers from a project file. Like, that's perfectly fine to do with something like Python. Or you can do whatever you want with it. I don't actually care. But that's just my general take on it. I've played MMOs, but never really got stuck in them for long. I have this sort of very addictive, that works. Very addictive personality where if I get into something, I will just smash it out for months and months on end. And it can be channeled to good things. Like when I got into cycling, I was cycling basically every day. It could be raining and I was cycling every day. Same thing with YouTube. Like I've sort of got myself to a more healthy state now with the way I'm approaching YouTube stuff. But the early days, when I started doing like daily videos, I was constantly doing YouTube stuff, and I wasn't really turning my mind onto anything else. And it's not great. It's not good for your mental health to do something like that. You need to have a break, even from the things that you love. Yeah, you definitely need to give yourself that time to just relax and try something else out. That's just my venting for today. Ruby on Rails was probably the most used web framework before Node.js, React, and Angular. Yeah, I've noticed that there's a couple of legacy... Actually, you know what? We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something fun. Let's go... I say fun. It's not actually that fun. Let's go on to Indeed, and let's find ourselves a job. Let's see what developer jobs are around in Australia right now. So, we are going to... you don't need that. We are going to be in the Adelaide region, and we're going to find a Ruby on Rails job. Find jobs. So, there are currently 2 Ruby on Rails jobs in in the Adelaide area. I don't know. Is this like a junior job? What is this? Oh, it's People's Bank. Yeah, that's actually a fairly decent company. They want 3 years experience. One of the problems you have with Australian dev jobs is they never actually list the salary. I've never seen a dev job in Australia that actually does that. This one, knowledge of contemporary programming language. What does that mean? Java, C, C++, Ruby, Python. What do you mean contemporary programming language? Like modern? Sure. And Talent isn't actually a development company. They're a recruiting firm. So you don't know when where you're going to end up working with that. But if we go React developer, there'll be much more here. Oh, here we go. Here's one that actually does list it out. That's rare. 85,000 a year? Front-end developer for bespoke. Yeah, there's a couple of jobs. Not many. Adelaide's not really big on the dev scene. There are dev jobs here, but most of them end up being contract work. Plus, it's February right now, and February is not a great time to be hiring anyway. So, yeah. I don't know what transitioned us into this. Oh, right, I was talking about Ruby, wasn't I? That's why. Kernel becomes spyware. Kernel return to spyware. Ruby shouldn't be used for OOP anyways. It reads and writes much faster with functional and declarative style. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with people doing it like that. Ruby is like Rust script. It's what scripting should be like. Okay. Did you hear about Crystal? Ruby syntax with C-like performance. I have not heard about Crystal. Crystal programming language. I typically look at a programming language once jobs exist for it. Oh, it's been around for 6 years. Okay. A language for humans and computers. Yes, that is what a programming language is. I'm not joking. That's actually what it says on the homepage. Go away. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's kind of neat. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. I don't mind that. Have I thought of starting a tutorial series on anything? You mean like the one I was doing on Orc and then I didn't? I did 2 episodes and then gave up. So yes, I have. I absolutely have. It's just that doing a tutorial series, I want to do it really well. I want to actually make them useful. Whereas if I'm doing like a software showcase, they honestly, they do take effort to make. It's just much less effort to get something that's actually good when I'm just showing off what an application can actually do. But I do want to do some stuff in that realm for sure. No doubt. Rewrite the beard in Rust. Will that make my room less warm? If so, then yes, I'll do it. Still using LF. Absolutely I am. Which creators do you look up to the most? Oh, that's... Okay. Because this is kind of changed over time. If we're going to talk about the Linux sphere, I would say DT. DT, I respect the quality he puts into his content. I respect a lot of what he... the way he approaches community engagement as well. I don't see that many people being that involved with little creators. Like, if you go watch... Or if you go hang out in, like, a live stream from some dude that has, like, 500 subs, you might just spot DT just pop his head in there. I don't see many other creators do that. So, I have a lot of respect for the way that DT handles his community engagement, for sure. When it comes to video production, there's so many people out there who make really high-quality videos that I don't know if I can really pin it down. A couple of years ago, I would have said, like, Joshua Fluke, but his recent videos have gotten very, very stale. It's just like, hey, corporate bad. Corporate is cringe. Haha. corporate bad. Did you know that making spaghetti towers is boring? It's like, yes, Josh, you've said this in the past 20 videos. So, I wouldn't say Josh at this point, but... I might have to think about that question, actually. Yeah, I don't actually know. But DT is definitely on that list for sure. Let's see. I don't know how you managed to move from BSPWM, though. I feel like I could never leave it because it feels so nice. I do still like BSPWM. I just wanted to try something out. And that something ended up being awesome. Yeah, I don't know. BSPWM is a really good window manager. I'm not going to fault it for its general use. It just have some weird behavior that can definitely exist when you get into some of the more advanced manipulations of the node tree, which don't really exist inside of Awesome. Because of the way you manipulate the tree, you can definitely get some seemingly random behavior ending up occurring. But for its just general usage, I would say if all you care about is just doing window management, ultimately it doesn't really matter which window manager you choose. It's when you want to get into some of the more advanced stuff that your choice actually starts to matter. But if you're just running i3 or ST or BSPWM, you can configure them all to work roughly the same way. Your mental health is not of importance. You exist purely for entertainment for your viewers. Stop being so selfish. I worked as a factory. I am the factory. We are the factory. Contract work seems to pay a bit more as far as I've seen. In the US, it definitely does seem to do that just because of the weird way your taxes work. In Australia, it does as well. But our taxes aren't as broken, so when you do contract work, you just end up making tons and tons of money. Hello, am I late to DT Live? Yeah, you're like an hour 45 late to DT Live, man. Sorry, maybe if you can go ask, like, Tim Cree for his time machine, then you can go back to the start and find out what happened. Have you heard of a language called Aleph? No. That's the extent of my answer. Aleph language. Let's find out what the Aleph language is. Aleph? Aleph. What is this? Show me what the syntax looks like, mate. Aleph programming language. It's, of course, it's part of Plan 9. Why am I not surprised? Oh, wait, no, that's Aleph. Aleph? I can't find anything about it. He might have been. Yeah, Joshua Fluke's very complainy at this point. I enjoyed his content, like, a year or so ago, but yeah, when you make the exact same video every single day, I find it hard to keep watching. I actually wonder how many Discord alternatives have you found other than Windows. Is Windows a Discord alternative? This is news to me. I didn't know Windows was a Discord alternative. I feel like Matrix is really not a valid current replacement. Yeah, your brain, yes. Yeah, Matrix it's good. It's just hard to get people to swap over to it. If you can get your server to bridge, that's fine, and then you can use it yourself, but it's still missing a lot of the stuff that people have come to, like, appreciate in Discord that I think it's going to stay a small project for quite a while, but maybe it'll change. If Discord starts acting more like YouTube, I think you can definitely have some people swapping over. But the main reason people swapped to Discord was because, like, they hated Skype. So, yeah. Unless Discord just gets as bad as Skype was, then that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Rat Poison is awesome. Awesome is not really awesome. I haven't tried Rat Poison, but people keep telling me about it, so they will try that out as well. And when are you going to try DWM? When when I feel like it. I don't know. 6 months? Yeah. What I might do is like switch window managers like every 6 or so months. I don't know. I haven't really decided, but I will try it out at some point. But window managers, like with editors, I want to be using for quite a while so I can sort of immerse myself in it. I might do early videos saying like, here's my first impression of it, but I can't do a proper overview of something like a window manager after using it for a day or two. That's just not really feasible. US taxes favor the business, good number of write-offs. Yeah, I have a couple of things I can write off this year, but Australia taxes are a bit easier. So when you work for just a regular company, all of your stuff gets automatically sent online. You don't even have to fill anything out. It's just like, oh, everything's done for you. Just accept it. Basically, the only time you have to go and fill stuff out for yourself is when you have write-offs or when you're running a business yourself. So in my case, I'll have like the mic and the audio interface and camera and things like that I can write off. And then I also have to declare how much I've actually made this year from YouTube and Patreon and a couple other streams I have income coming from. Okay, guys, let's steer clear from the nerd stuff. What is the music you're listening to? What are your favorite genres? Do you take recommendations of artists? If so, I suggest Lemon Demon and Jack Storber. I don't know who those are, but I like the name Lemon Demon. That just sounds amusing. I don't have a specific genre that I'm always listening to. I'm very much a sort of my music tastes are determined by the mood. Occasionally I'll listen to some like hardcore gangster rap. Occasionally I'll listen to some very upbeat J-pop. Other days I'll listen to like death metal. I don't know. Like this. Let's see. Let's just give some general artist recommendations then. Okay, so if you want a good one, some good Japanese rap, Fake Type is good. Or if you want someone who also sings in English, listen to Demon Dice's older stuff or now Calliope Mori stuff. If you want some good metal, I don't know, like there's so many good metal bands out there. My metal tastes are very normie metal tastes though. I'll probably say like Disturbed or something like that, or Slipknot. For J-pop, go listen to some anime openings, find someone you like, and just go from that. Listen to a lot of their other work. Yeah, I have lots of music tastes. Am I using Xmonad right now? I'm using this one. This one right here. This one right here. This one, yeah. Awesome WM. Yes. I don't know why I did it like that. Oh, where did my chat window go? I lost my chat. Oh, there it is. Do I plan on trying Xmonad? I plan on trying it like I plan on trying DWM. I don't have a time frame for it though, so at some point. DWM don't work, mate. I honestly like would love if that was the acronym. Yeah, so we'll go with acronym that they go with. So Microsoft will buy Discord and do what they did to Skype to Discord. Oh god, I hope not. Actually, no, I kind of hope. Then people will go to something better. I remember Lunduke saying Rat Poison was awful. Lunduke also uses, like, computers from the 80s and records his videos in grayscale, so I don't know if you can take his opinion on things too strongly. Also, he kind of killed his YouTube channel by saying that privacy on the internet is bad. Which is not a good take to make if you're a Linux channel. Actually, it's not a good take to make if you're anyone, really. But, yeah. We need a new damn Discord competitor. Preferably one that's open source. What about lol code programming? Is it Turing complete? It is Turing complete, great for daily usage. How about we just program everything in white space and just be done with it? Let's see. I repeat from earlier, stockless stuff is really annoying to use and configure because of the diff system and how many patches the stuff has. Most of the time, you just do stuff manually and it's bad. Yeah, I don't ever try to diff stuff in Git with stockless, just because once you have one patch installed, the code base has usually changed enough that it's going to be a problem. And you're going to have to do it manually anyway. There are apparently ways that it can work better, but I don't know. I just do it manually. It's usually easier. Suckless, more like suck more. Haha. Sick burn. Unless you listen to classical music, at least... unless you listen to classical music at least some of the time, you're still a pleb. I listen to, like... I don't know, Flight of the Valkyries. Anime openings, time to listen to every JoJo opening. Not gonna lie, they're amazing. Most of them. Most of them are pretty good. I would say... Is this a hot take? I'm not a big fan of part 4. I don't hate it. It's just my least favorite part. At least from the anime. I'd say my least favorite part overall is probably part 6. Yeah. That's Jolene's part. I'm not a big fan of Jolene. She is a fairly uninteresting character to me. Do you believe the conspiracy that Senzawa and Gura are the same person? What conspiracy? What do you mean? They are the same person. They're 100% the same person. There's no doubt that Gura and Senzawa are the same person. Like there's no doubt that Calliope and Demon Dice are the same person. It's so obvious. They have the exact same voice and the exact same speaking mannerisms. Let's see. Sodo Chino Sadame. Ciao! Ciao! There you go. Lunduk killed things slowly at first, then took the full dip. Yup. Yup. He didn't... I don't think he ever really cared about having a YouTube channel. He just sort of got a popular one somehow. And then as the channel started to die, he didn't really care too much. Now he's just on Odyssey, which is cool. I like more people being on Odyssey, and I'll take Lunduk. That's not bad. Whitespace is already a programming language. Oh, I'm well aware. I'm well aware, and you should go and use it, because it's the best programming language. Let's see. Make new ideas, Brodie. Shaking my head. Yeah, I know. I need new ideas. Calliope's flute. Yes. Let's see. The devil's instrument. Lunduk is like Luke Smith, a living meme. Lunduk is like a he's like that old uncle you have that still thinks he's living in the 80s and just constantly talks about the good old days. That I feel like is what Lunduk is. Part 6 is generally everyone's worst part. Part 4 is my favorite, but I just read the manga. I haven't finished Steel Ball Run yet, but I hear very good things about it. So, probably will end up being my favorite. But right now, I think my favorite is Part 5. And Part 2 comes in a fairly close second. Because Joseph, and also, you know, Part 5 is just great. Notepad.exe is the best IDE for whitespace. No. Just no. Actually, no, you know what the best IDE is? The best IDE is Idle. If you've never used Idle before, it is such a good program. Such a good program. You'll love it. Idle editor. It's so good that it doesn't even have line numbers in it. Basically, it's about as sensible as just writing a code writing code directly in your terminal. It's so bad. Like, look at this thing. It's basically just like, hey, you've just started up your interpreter. Go from there. Why? No, not a thing. Steel Ball Run is also everyone's favorite. People just generally love Diego in it. I hear lots of good things about Diego. I don't know why people love Diego. I haven't got far enough to see why they love it, but I love him. But I will read Steel Ball Run and I will tell you whether I enjoy it, which I probably will, because it is JoJo. Why are you sweating so much? Because it's let's see. What is the temperature right now? No, let me see the temperature, damn it. Weather. It is currently 37 degrees Celsius. And I have no air conditioner on. So that's why I'm sweating. Because it's hot. And I have lights on. So it's not fun in here. Yes, that's why. So, if you notice in a couple of my recent videos that I'm very shiny, that would be why. Because I'm always recording the videos while it's really hot. Because it's always hot right now. Because it's been 29 degrees overnight. But tomorrow it's supposed to cool down. It's supposed to be 30 tomorrow, which is nice. We stole all of Texas's heat. Can they have it back? I don't want it. Summer heat is not nice. Summer heat can be nice. It just depends on how hot. Wait, actually, if you use a dark theme in your IDE, can you see the white space code? Haha, get it? Because white space also means empty space, but it also means the space is white. It's funny because it's a joke. Is it funny when I explain jokes to you? Probably not. Luke Smith, more like Luke Red Pill. Haha, got him. Lundy's like the older brother who you've passed in every skill. That's... Oh. I like that. I'll use that from now on. You should enjoy Diego, otherwise I'll call the FBI on a wrong opinion. It's 19 degrees Celsius here. Africa, by the way. So Australia is Africa 2.0. Well, supposedly by 2050, we're not supposed to have a winter here, and it's supposed to get to like 50 degrees in the summer. So if I die in like 30 years, that's why. Because 50 degrees is too hot. Brodie, your time's up. I'm falling asleep. Thou shalt end thy stream. Thou shalt end thy stream. Are you the boss here, Hum? Is that how is that how this goes down? Wait, so your streaming schedule is based on Hum? No, Hum just thinks he's very important. Okay, because I keep forgetting to do it, I will make this damn poll where I ask you guys when I should actually be streaming. Because I've said I'm gonna do this for like the past, what, 3 weeks, I think? And I keep forgetting to do it. So, I'll do that today. Because if I don't do it today, I'll forget again, and I'll say I'll do it next time, and then I won't do it next time. But next week, I'll be able to do a stream at a different time. I've only done it early today, because, yeah, I was going to be working tonight. And because I'm not going to be here over the weekend, I wanted to do a stream before I go up to my parents'. But I might end up just going up to my parents' place today, depending on how I feel. Maybe I'll wait for it to cool down or something, so I'm not going when it's 36 degrees Celsius outside. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just go straight away. I don't know. We'll decide what I decide to do. We should rewrite the weather in Rust, then it would be cool. I feel like that would be like a dad joke if your dad was a developer. Your homework for next time is to come up with dad developer jokes. Tell me the worst possible things you can come up with. Oh, Lord. I'm not gonna hit this damn light again. You're not getting another clip from me. That was so dumb last time. Oh. Can we rewrite Rust in Rust? What is the Rust compiler written in? We're gonna find this out once and for all. What is the Rust compiler written in? Rust compiler is written in Rust. Yeah, okay. So it self-compiles. Thought so. Via YouTube ads, I might be paying your taxes, so I'm your boss. Do you know how much a YouTube viewer's worth, So my general RPM, so RPM is revenue per mil. Mil means 1,000 because reasons. My general revenue per mil is anywhere from like $2.50 to $4, and so revenue per mil is after YouTube takes their cut. So that means that let's just go the upper end. Let's say $4. So if Hum watches one of my videos without ad block on, you are worth 1/4 cent. That is how much. That is how much your viewer's worth. Procrastination, a game about putting off your game dev. If that doesn't exist, if that does not exist, then someone needs to go and make that. That's such a good idea. I'm gonna write Temple OS in Rust. Do it. Mil means 1,000 because Latin. Makes sense. When you will have grown up, do you want to be like Richard Stallman? Does it mean I get to eat things off my feet? If so, then no. Does it mean that people will idolize me as a god? Maybe that would be fun, but as long as I don't have to eat things from my feet, I'm happy. Are you planning to try other sister nits, or try to make videos on them for complete newbies? Nobody should be punished by the evil of System D. It's one of the things that's gonna be on my list for a while, but yes, I am planning to do it at some point. I don't have a time frame for you though, because that's another one where it probably would be a fairly big project, I would say. Because yeah, I wouldn't want to go into it just not really knowing much about the init system. Plus, I haven't really done videos on System D as it stands. So maybe I should do those first and then try out something new. That would also give me an excuse to try out a distro that isn't running, yeah, it'd give me an excuse to run a different distro so I could try out something that's not System D. Richard the Chad Stallman. Migrate to Artix, run it. So you want to be like me, idolizing like a god. Do people idolize you like a god, Hum? I thought we just mock you. Can I review Arctic? Well, I don't review distros, but I can do a video on it. At some point. But if you've seen Luke's videos on it, then, yeah, you know it's basically just Arch, but with Run It, or some other init system. Why don't you use wireless headphones during the stream? Because I don't own them. Well, okay. That's not entirely correct. I have these Jaybirds here. They're not very good. That way. What am I doing? I have Jaybirds. These ones are more comfortable. But I do want to get wireless headphones. And I do want to get a pair of studio monitors as well. I'm probably going to get like the Samsung 850, whatever they are. The really popular ones are like $90. Yeah, also wired headphones are better because I forget to charge stuff. Like, you know how many times I forget to charge, like, my light batteries? What's gonna happen with a pair of headphones? Wait, what do you mean that you don't have a time? You are paid for it. Every one of us is worth it. 1/4 cent after 1/4 cent. Hey, no, you guys are all... It's all... every 1/4 cent is great, but hey, if Hum thinks he's super important because of it, you're just like everyone else, Hum. Your 1/4 cent isn't worth more than anyone else's 1/4 cent. Or just try Devuin, but then I have to stop using Pac-Man, and I don't want to do that. That sounds like a downgrade to me. I just wanted to thank you for all of your excellent videos. Are we talking about someone else? You've been my savior from BSPWM and its awful documentation. I would say BSPWM's fairly well documented, actually. It's just very technically documented. And if you're not very used to reading technical documentation, it can be a bit overwhelming. The way I usually approach situations like that is the try something, it breaks, and then I try something else. Well, I'm worth 1/4 cent. That's more than my parents ever told me. Ooh. Ooh. That's sad. But also probably true. Oh. I hope your parents don't try to sell you. That'd be bad. In my opinion, Debian's... that's a Devlin for a second. Debian's a failure to use simply because of its package manager. I don't have any problem with its package manager. My only problem with it is the fact that it's not Pac-Man. That's my problem with every package manager. If it's not Pac-Man, it just doesn't... Yeah. It just doesn't feel good at all. If it isn't Pac-Man, it isn't good. Incoming all of the Gen 2 people who are like, it's so amazing. But wait, there's more. If you make a part 1 and part 2, there's 1/2 cent. Yes. Actually, if you want... Honestly, if you want to support the content and you don't want to pay any money, go make a verified account on Library. Because every single view on Library is worth more than a view on YouTube. Like, way more. So much more, actually. Like, some insane amount more. I think it's like 10x or something. It's not sustainable. They will be changing it at some point. But while it is happening, I'll make money from it. That's for sure. Hi, I just started watching your channel. Oh, awesome. Awesome to see you hopping into a live stream then. Here we go. We're gonna...
タピオカミルクのミルクなし。
Alright then. There you go. Why is that your name? I need explanation. Homebrew is probably the worst package manager. Still don't know why someone created Homebrew for Linux. Oh yeah, I forgot that exists. Someone asked me to do a video on it. I should definitely do that. Just because it's gonna be a weird video. Arch has AUR. All the apps you need are here, not in Debian. They want my email address and such. That is, you know, privacy and everything. Well, then just go and make a burner account. It doesn't need to be a real email. Library view tips feel nice to unlock. Here at Hiragana name. The name was actually in katakana. And then there was some kanji at the end. Oh, there's like a little bit of hiragana in there. Have I withdrawn money from library? I've taken a little bit out, but I still have a lot more there. How much? Not particularly relevant, but there's a lot more there. A model from Japan gave me this name on her Instagram live. Ah, Instagram models, lovely. When you have to give your job description a preposition, I think you need to reevaluate your job. Don't hate me, all of the Instagram models out there, all of the 0% watching my channel. NixOS, in my opinion, is really nice because you can have any package manager in it, and it probably will be managed very well. So you could use Pacman or Yay in it. Oh, okay, that's cool. It is important. How much are we worth on library? That's a good question, actually. I will find out for you. Let's find out right now, because the amount of LBC that I get paid per view changes. Let's find out. Channels. So right now, 0.55 LBC Okay. When I said this was stupid, I actually meant it was stupid. LBC crypto price, Animal coin market cap. So currently, on what, it went up again. Okay, I like this graph. The graph is like this right now. Maybe I'll have to sell some, because I don't want it to crash and not make any money from it. So right now, a verified view on library is worth 10 cents. This is what I mean by it's not sustainable. So I make 10 cents if one person watches the video, which is not how much it should be. That's 100x YouTube. 100x? 50x. 25x. That's how numbers work. 25x. Yeah, LBC per view did drop just because the price is skyrocketing. When are we getting a Linux from scratch vid? That's even a bigger project than like DWM. Whoa, your beard is really filling in, my dude. It does have some patchy spots, but also the lighting does help. Okay. So you must have discovered it from the Bitwarden video. That makes a lot of sense. What are 10 cents in a hard currency, i.e. euro? Hard current? No, that was the price converted into AUD. So USD, I think, is like 8 cents a view or something like that. Pancakes or waffles? I'm not a big fan of either, to be honest, but I had to pick one. Probably pancakes. I do actually have a video coming out soon where this is actually inspired by someone in my Discord talking about how the AUR could be improved to actually make it like an actual package repo and to make it a much better system inside of Arch. But we'll see how that goes. You know that you were mirrored, and when you show us your graph, it looks declining. Yeah, I could do that. Actually, I'm not... This is not investment advice. But if you do happen to have any LBC, especially if you happen to have LBC from, like, here, which is where a lot of mine's from, it's here now. So, it's worth a lot more than when I originally got it. Okay, yeah. What will you do when every Linux when will you do what every Linux YouTuber is destined to do, an Arch install guide? April 1st. Maybe. I might actually do it on April 1st and make it a completely legitimate Arch install guide just for the memes. Hot dogs or pizza? Oh, that's a tougher one. If I'm with people, I'll go pizza anytime. But because I'm not the sort of person who'll go and buy a pizza to myself. That doesn't really make any sense to me. But I am a big fan of like Meat Lovers Pizza. So if I'm at a party, pizza's the obvious choice. But if I just want something easy by myself, sure, hot dogs probably. Waffles are better than pancakes. Of course you say that, Hum. You just want to disagree with me all the time. Since we're talking about food, what do you feel are the most versatile and delicious foods? I'll say versatile and delicious are very different statements, but chicken. Yeah, chicken. Chicken's the correct answer there. It's the only correct answer. Oh, I guess potato and rice do also make sense as well. Paid pizza or pizza for free? If you buy me, like, margarita pizza, I think you're a horrible person and you need to reevaluate all of your life decisions. Because margarita pizza shouldn't exist. Like, people talk about, oh, pineapple on pizza. Pineapple and ham, it's so bad. No, margarita pizza is seriously the problem with pizza. No, it shouldn't exist. Please explain the Australian Meat Lovers Pizza to the foreign layman. Have you never been to a Domino's? Surely Domino's just does the same stuff, like, everywhere. Maybe not. Maybe it's, like, a specific flavor in Australia. I don't know. Meat Lovers Pizza, Domino's. Also, Domino's doesn't actually make good pizzas, but... if you're drunk and you want pizza, it's not bad. It has crispy rasher bacon, pepperoni pizza, seasoned ground beef, smoky leg ham, Italian sauce, all on a barbecue sauce base. Oh, Italian sausage, all on a barbecue sauce base. Here we go. Also not sponsored by Domino's, but hey, if you want to send me a free pizza, I'll take it. Or any like chicken pizza. They're also good. Do people in Oz really eat kangaroo meat? Oh, absolutely. That I'm not memeing right now. This is not like a drop bear thing. Let's go to Woolies, the second best supermarket, because I get paid by one of the supermarkets, so I can't say which one's better. But kangaroo. Actually, I don't care. Woolies is... I do like Woolies. Woolies is a good supermarket. Here we go. Kangaroo sizzle steak, kangaroo mince, kangaroo burger, kangaroo sausages. Also, then we go into the dog. This part right here is dog food. A lot of people are very wary of eating kangaroo, but there's one brand called K-Roo who actually does make really good kangaroo meat. I usually go and buy like the kangaroo steaks. They're really good. The sausages aren't great, but the kangaroo steaks are really good. Basically, the way you cook it is you cook it like a really, really rare steak. If you overcook it, it basically becomes like trying to eat a tire. And it's one of those meats that if you do have it way overcooked, you get like a lot of gristle between your teeth, and it's not fun. Would you do an update video on open source software that updates like, say, Critter or when GIMP updates and stuff? I haven't done videos on either of those. Would you do a video on open source software that updates, like... Open source software that updates? I'm not sure what you mean by that, actually. What do you feel about sports ball games, Brodie? Do you follow them? And if so, what teams do you support? I will occasionally watch, like, AFL, because, you know, it's the national sport. That is the Australian Football League. Yeah, I don't watch much, but I guess my favorite team would be, like, Port Adelaide, just because that's what my family goes for. Apart from that, not really, no. If, like, the cricket's on, maybe I'll watch the cricket, and then obviously, there's only two countries that really play cricket, Australia and India, and it's obvious which country I'm gonna go for. But, yeah, not much else, really. Meat Lovers in Canada has beaver meat. Wait, are you memeing right now? Is that actually a thing? I hope that's a thing. That's awesome if it's a thing. But I will occasionally watch some motorsports. Motorsports is usually, if I do want to watch a sport, my go-to. Rice is the best. Rice is pretty great. Margarita pizza embodies the suckless philosophy. Maybe that's why it sucks. They should make a Linux distribution made of rice. They should make a Linux distribution compiled in Rust. Is Kangaroo good? Oh, Kangaroo is delicious. What's a good way to describe it? It's a very juicy meat. It's... Yeah. Imagine like a really... I would say a really, really lean steak. Yeah. Like, just imagine a steak that has no fat on it. And is very, very juicy. That's probably the only way I can really describe it. But if you've had any other game meat, it's very much like other game meat. Game, not gay meat. Before someone comments. Is there a vegan version of this? Of kangaroo? No. I know there's like vegan beef and stuff. I don't eat it though, because I'd much rather eat real food rather than something that is literally just chemicals mashed together in a way that makes it roughly taste sort of like meat. What do I think of macOS? I used macOS back on Snow Leopard? Mountain Lion. I'm gonna find out. I actually don't remember. macOS Snow Leopard. Yeah, I think it was Snow Leopard, actually. You know, I use both. I use Snow Leopard and Mountain Lion. I don't know at all what it's like nowadays, so I can't really make a good judgment about that. At the time, I thought it was better than Windows, which isn't a high bar, but it was better than Windows. Did you know macOS is based on FreeBSD? Don't let Hum see you say that. Australian pizza is very unique compared to the rest of the world. It's a thick bready base with a heavy helping of toppings, usually way too much processed ham, and an unhealthy amount of barbecue sauce. All of that stuff sounds really great. Is Australian football the opposite of normal football? We're going to look at what AFL is. Here you go. AFL. Like many sports, it's just grown men, very much erotically grabbing each other. Like, look at this dude. Like, oh no, he's not touching his thigh there. Where? Here's one. Everyone's kicking balls around and stuff. Yeah, it's the Australian Football League. It's a national sport. Gotta love the AFL. But macOS is closed source. Yes, it is. It is closed source, but it's still based on BSD because of the way that because of the way that the BSD license works. But actually, no, the kernel of macOS actually is open source. First thing I thought of the term drop bear was a sport when you punt baby bears or koalas. That would be an interesting one, but no, they are man-eating bears. They're not actually bears. Koala's not actually a bear, it's a marsupial. I actually forgot about bread in the delicious and versatile thing earlier. So much bread is made and consumed these days, and it's also good. Yeah. I eat a lot of bread, probably too much. Kangaroo is very lean and has a lovely, almost red wine-like flavor to it. See, this is why you should be running this channel. I don't know how to recommend meat and describe them. Real meat is the only meat. Real meat is the only meat. Yes, real meat is the only meat. Is Brodie vegans? Can vegans eat him? I tried going keto for a while. I got really bad keto flu, which was fun. But after the first month or so, I lost a lot of weight. Like, if you go back to the early days of my channel, that's why I was a lot skinnier than I am now. I've put on a bit of weight. Also, I stopped going to the gym. But if you want a way to, burn calories, go keto. I'm not going to say it's healthy for you, but if you want a way to just drop kilos really quickly, that's a great way to do it. Does Australia have deer? Maybe a stupid question, but I legit don't know. Have I not told the deer story on this channel? Oh my god, I thought I'd told the deer story. So, back in high school, I did work experience. Basically, I had to go to I think it was the Gawler Natural Resources Center, and while I was there, basically I was, experiencing what work would be like. Now, the first day was fine. The first day, I was going out and doing some field work. I was going and, checking out one of the, me and the person who was working there went to one of the people who owns, a bit of a nature park. Just had to make sure the land was being maintained in the way it should be properly maintained. The next day, though, one of the girls there found out I liked working with computers. And that was when everything got really fun. So, by fun, I mean horrible. What she decided was that... So, they have a bunch of motion cameras they have located around to take pictures of wildlife, just to make sure that, the wildlife is actually there. There was 20,000 pictures. I had to go through these pictures and say, are there foxes here? Are there kangaroos here? Are there deer here? Are there birds here? And how many of each of those animals are in those pictures? As you can probably expect, it wasn't fun. And I did this for 40 hours. 40 hours I did this for. And it was horrible. I don't think I got through all of them, but yes, there are definitely deer in Australia. How is my Japanese progress? I have started doing grammar stuff. I'm doing that through Take Him's guide, and I'm still doing Wanikani stuff. I'm doing a bit of graded readers as well. I would like to get my grammar to the point where I can actually read manga, even though it's going to be slow, just so that's going to be a bit more fun to go through. But vocab's also a bit lacking in that respect, so maybe that'll be a bit challenging. But it's making progress. Not as quickly as some people who like speedrun Wanikani, but I think going through it slower makes more sense, just so you can actually more, I guess, ingrain the knowledge. How cold does it get in Adelaide during winter? Like 8 degrees Celsius? Yeah, it doesn't really get that cold. Oh god, where are we at? macOS is solid once you accept that Big Brother is great. Well, if you're going to accept that Big Brother is great, I would say macOS is a better choice than Windows. Just because at least it's Unixy. At least. That's... isn't AFL rugby. No, it's very similar to rugby, but... Okay, so in AFL, you can't actually throw the ball. You have to, like, hit it with your hand. It's called... I think it's actually called handballing. So basically, you bop it on the back, and it goes forward. That's the other difference. Unlike rugby, you can actually... you know, send the ball forward. Rugby, you can only, like, send it backwards, which is a weird thing I've never really understood whenever I played that. Is beer just pizza water? What the hell are you guys talking about? I'm using macOS because I like the integration with the iPhone. I'm considering switching to a Linux distro, but I'm new to it, so I don't know which one to choose. Honestly, if you're new to Linux, Pop! OS, Ubuntu, Manjaro, all of them... if you're just learning Linux, are going to be perfectly fine. And as long as you keep your data sensibly backed up, it's very easy to go and move to something else. At Japanese name. Oh, I love it. Let's see. I use Gentoo, it'll be great. No, don't do Gentoo as your first distro. Bad idea. Mushrooms on pizza. Mushroom's one of those weird foods that doesn't really have that much taste on its own. It's... yeah, if it's on a pizza, I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, it just very much absorbs the flavor that's around it, so... I don't have a problem with it. One thing I haven't tried, I've never tried anchovies on pizza. I don't even know if any... places that do that here. Maybe that's just an American thing. I don't know. Watch an episode of anime 50 times. Yes, do that. Do it like Liver Kivy. That's how he did it. Oh, you're studying Japanese. That's cool. Yeah, it's fun. I'm definitely enjoying it. Do you wear a jacket in winter like a pansy? Absolutely. I'm a weak Australian man who can only deal with the weather being above 30 degrees. Anything else, and I'm just like, nah, not happening. I have heard about Anime-lon. Someone in the Discord mentioned that as well. Beer is pizza water, tea is hot leaf juice. No, it's dirty leaf juice. Get it correct. Because you can have cold tea, so it's just dirty leaf juice. I would like to see a video explaining what all these system.files... I think I did one ages ago, but it wasn't done very well. I will look into that one. Thank you. It actually might be a good video. People who use WSL on Windows should just switch to macOS if they can't use Linux. WSL is an abomination. I think the reason why they use WSL is mainly because of the Windows aspect, and they need a little bit of Linux stuff. You should explain why Gen 2 is a beginner distro. I don't think there's any ways you can do that. You can get anchovies at any pizza joint? Okay, I guess I've just never looked at that point of the menu. I just look at the barbecue meat lovers and I just order the barbecue meat lovers. What percentage of your life have you spent tweaking your dot files? I've spent way too long doing it, to be honest. There's probably a couple of days there if you would take all the time and just merge together. But I can't think of like a... Yeah, I actually don't know. A long time, probably. Too long. But a lot of it's also for the channel as well, so it's not really that big of a deal to me. Sauteed mushrooms with mayo. I might be fine. I love mushroom pizza. I just generally love mushrooms as long as they're well done. That person was me mentioning anime. Oh, you actually mentioned it yourself. I'm sorry, Nephite. Yeah, I forgot. Attack on Titan Season 4 predictions. I'm not gonna do that because I have spoilers that I know about. So, yeah, I know that there's gonna be some Titans that swap around. I'm not gonna do that. Just in case people don't care. Just in case people do care a lot about the spoilers. You make solid videos, man. Keep it up. Thank you. I don't believe you though, but thank you. I use WSL as an escape to Linux because all my dev tools are written in Windows. That makes sense, yeah. If you're looking for video ideas, you should definitely make a video on cleaning your home folder and moving the dot files as well as configs to much more suitable places. Yeah, I definitely should do that one, actually. I'll write that down on the list. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, because I've definitely never done that video before. Never, ever done that video before. It also wasn't a very popular video or anything. Thanks for the suggestion though, but yeah, no, I have already done that video. Do a ls-a wc-l. I actually have a lot of stuff in my my home directory that shouldn't be there. Like, I've got a couple of video files in there. There's 64 things in there right now. Tidying your home folder is a never-ending battle. Yeah, you install a new program and it's like, hey, this is mine now. And you're like, no. What was your first programming language and why did you decide to study it? My first programming language was... It was the programming language used inside of Lego Mindstorms. It's like a modified version of Scratch. Basically, it's a drag and drop programming language. The first one after that, the first like proper actual language would be Java, and I didn't choose to study it. I had a programming class in high school, and it was a Java class, and we were doing everything in a program called Greenfoot. Now, whenever I mention a Greenfoot to people, they never have any idea of what it is. Basically, it's a language teaching tool for like making games. There's still a lot of drag and drop stuff in there. Like, it shows you graphically how the class structure looks like, but you actually have to go and write the code yourself, which it's a step up. And then after that, I did Java properly, and then Python, then, yeah, a lot of other stuff after that point. But Java was the first proper language. Now that I look back, that video might have been how I found you. Oh, that's great. Greetings from Prague. Prague's a cool sounding place. I don't know anything about Prague. All I know is it has a cool sounding name. Mine was C++, then I learned Verilog. What in the world is Verilog? Verilog. We've almost been going for 3 hours. Why have I been recording this long? Oh, it's a digital circuit language. Okay. I think, another language I did do, I can't remember what it was called. It was a programming language to, basically control like a mill. That's what it was. So, like a, you know, a drill mill thingy. I don't know what the language was called, though. And it was basically just more like coordinate, yeah, it was like a coordinate thingy you messed with, and you would use commands to, like, change the drill bits and stuff, but that, I wouldn't know if that's too much, I wouldn't call that too much of a language, but yeah. Prague is like all European capital cities mashed together. I don't know what any European capital cities are like, so, because I've never left my, my little island in the middle of the ocean. Mine is Java and Eclipse on Windows, a flaming dumpster. Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? When? That's a good question. When indeed? When indeed? When do open source game review? I think it makes more sense to do the game stuff during a live stream. So maybe I'll play some, like, Super Tux Kart or something else like that. But I don't know, I might do, like, a software showcase on a game. I have no idea. It's on the list, but I don't know, maybe. The real danger in Prague is getting pushed out of Windows. I'll take your word for that. That sounds bad. My CS professor decided to use Verilog because it's like C++. Didn't end well for my computer architecture class. God, that sounds like so much fun. Isn't there a golf game for Vim? Probably. I don't know. Do you have any cool coding projects to share with us? I have some stuff pinned on my GitHub that I haven't updated in a while. And I have a lot of GitHub projects as well. A lot of my projects I sort of start and then just never finish. I'm interested in hearing your projects and what you're currently procrastinating or working on. I am so lazy with programming right now. Like, most of my effort I've just been putting into the channel. But you can go have a look through some of my older repositories. And there's like a, what do we have in here? I've made like a reading list application in Angular. I've made some various scripts here and there. Yeah, I've made a Kanban board in React. It wasn't complete. I got very lazy with it. Yeah, a lot of my stuff's actually private though, because a lot of my stuff is uni-related stuff. I should unprivate it now that I'm actually finished. There's a guy who does Emacs Golf. That sounds so much fun. I actually need to go to a golf driving range a couple weeks back. That is fun. History, Brodie Robertson. History. History? History class? I actually am, yes. I'm definitely getting tired, and I probably want to go make some lunch soon as well. Hey Brodie, just got here. How's your Japanese going? It's going. Not as quickly as I'd like it to, but it's going. And that's really all that matters ultimately. As long as you're making some progress in the end, it's better than nothing. Maybe I'm just being too nice to myself there, but as long as there's progress, it's better than nothing. How did I take notes in uni? Most of the time I didn't, but when I did, it was in VimWiki. I was one of those people who preferred to do stuff, I guess more practically. I would actually go and work on projects and that was usually how I'd go and learn stuff. And then before I had an exam, I would go and cram stuff. That's how I got through uni. Students should get extra credit for choosing a PL on their own and interface it with the class PL. Programming language. Why are you transforming into DistroTube? Is my hair falling out? Is that what's happening? How are you studying Japanese? I am doing Wanikani for kanji and vocabulary. I'm doing Take Him for grammar. I did the Tofuku guide for kanji, for hiragana and katakana. And I'm doing general readings for reading practice, and then if I need listening practice, I watch VTubers. my listening practice is generally VTubers. Usually I'll go with someone like Noboko or Noel. But occasionally I'll watch other people as well. The getting thrown out of windows is a history thing in Prague. Okay. Do you muck all you can eat sushi down under? Does muck mean, what does muck mean? Is this a Zoomer term I don't understand? We can get sushi here. There's the thing with Australia, we're very close to Asia, and we have a lot of East Asian migrants here. So you can get a lot of Chinese food, you can get a lot of Japanese food very, very easily. There's a place like 5 minutes down the road run by a sushi chef who's been doing it for 20 years. So you can definitely get good Japanese food here for sure. Mukbang. Yeah. No, because food's expensive. Like, getting takeout food in Australia is quite expensive. So I typically don't. But I've been eating it more than I probably should. Luke is bold too. I see. I learned English by watching YouTube videos. Oh, well, yeah, I've heard that from some people. If you go watch the podcast I did with Liverkivi, he actually learned English from playing RuneScape. Muck means to eat like a beast. There is a couple of conveyor belt sushi places that are pretty good. In Australia. Like Sushi Train's pretty good. I don't go to conveyor belt sushi places a lot just because it's very easy to spend too much money, especially when you start getting into some of the more expensive sushi. Can you access Google and Facebook in Australia? Currently, yes. So the way that Facebook's being handled right now is they've decided they're going to block all news sources on Facebook. That even includes their own news source. So the updates from the Facebook official page is blocked on Facebook because they're trying to protest the link tax. Because our corporate media here is like, hey, Facebook, stop advertising our links. So pay us for it or something. And Google's the main thing that's getting involved here, and Google's sort of they're trying to bend the knee a little bit, and they're probably going to end up getting to some sort of deal. Facebook's just telling Australia to just go jump off a cliff, really. But I hope that Google actually does. This is one of the few times I don't want to, but I think I have to side with Google and Facebook in this case. The one very few time I'll ever make that statement, because I don't want the corporate media in Australia to have basically a monopoly on news and make extra money just from having their stuff linked. Learning English from RuneScape is pretty legendary. Yeah, it actually is kind of awesome. So the way he explained it is that because you can go and right-click on everything in RuneScape and it gives you a little menu saying exactly what the thing is, you actually have a visual idea of what you're looking at. So say you see like some fire on the ground. You can right-click that fire and it will say the word for fire. Which would be really cool for other languages as well. I would love to see like a Japanese translation of RuneScape. Sadly, it doesn't exist. There's like Spanish and German, a couple other languages. Seems like a lot of people learn English by watching YouTube videos. Yeah, it's actually really cool how many people do that. Facebook is throwing hands. Will Australia take it? Well, so far Australia is saying that they're not going to back down, and that they're going to basically fight Facebook on this. But I don't know. I think if Google decides that they're going to side with Facebook, then they'll have to just basically give up. Is this the doing of that Rupert Murdoch, however you spell his name, guy that Dank Pods jabs at? Yes. This is the Rupert Murdoch this is the Rupert Murdoch controlled media who is dying, basically like all print media. All print media who have migrated into digital media. No one cares about them because everyone just goes and gets their news from YouTube and from Twitter and from other sources. No one cares about traditional media at this point, and they're trying to find some way to basically force themselves to stay alive. And our government is very much in bed with Murdoch, so they are obviously helping them out as much as possible. But yeah, I hope it doesn't go through. Imagine you being the advocate for Facebook and Google. Yeah, I don't want to be, but I have to. I have to side against the Murdoch media and side with Facebook. This is just like it's being stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't like either of these groups, but one of them is less bad right now. Facebook is bad for other things. I don't side with them with anything else. It's just this one thing. Murdoch and Facebook are equally evil. Yeah, they are. But I also don't like what the Australian government's doing, so I have to side with Facebook. Will it work to learning languages from YouTube videos? I think it may be too hard for beginners. I learned Japanese in language school. Okay, so you're not going to learn it just by watching videos. Obviously, you're going to have to do some studying as well, but being able to have some sort of media where you can consume the language, and it actually especially helps if you have subtitles in the native language. Like in the language you're trying to learn, because then you can actually see exactly what's being said. Because sometimes you won't hear properly what's being said, and having those subs there does make it easier, and also having subs makes it easier to look up words as well. Just petition Facebook and Google to buy your government, problem solved. It is going on 3 hours right now. I think we're gonna end the stream here, to be honest. Do I own crypto? I own a lot of crypto. I own Bitcoin, LBC, Tron, a bunch of other stuff as well, but yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna end off the stream here. No, I don't use Signal, actually. You guys are just gonna start actually asking more questions now. Which makes sense. But I'm getting tired and I want food. Monero to the moon. All the alts are to the moon right now, which is lovely for me. Thank you guys for watching, actually. I didn't expect this stream to go for 3 hours. And I'm tired, and I'm hungry, and it's hot, and I want to sleep, but I can't, because I need to do other things today. Also, I'm surprised you stuck here till 3 in the morning. That's awesome. Just listen to Cruel Angel's thesis in a loop when sleeping. I promise after a few weeks you'll be able to recognize the melody. Oh god. Yeah, it's 1 PM here. Margarita pizza for you. Nah, I'll make a sandwich or something. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. I am going to head out. I don't know what I'm gonna do for stream next time. Maybe it'll be like a research stream, maybe a net hack stream, maybe something else. I don't know. I don't know until the day I do it. No gaming streams this weekend though, so if you are watching the gaming channel, that will be a miss. Greetings as I'm leaving. Talk to you guys later. See you guys later.